He's a tactical genius, he's the one to see on VP4TV. He's wild and he's free. Eyeball top over here to you and me. With his cunning moves, he's rocking aimlessly. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, lights from the chill. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works for the skill. In the ball, lights from the chill. Tactical genius with every play, making magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. From the corner bank to the perfect cut, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just for fortune or luck. But skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper. Tactical genius with every play, making magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. He wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just for fortune or luck. But skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. Eyeball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper.
VP4TV.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, outside, never mind.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to VP4TV. We have arrived at the final of this year's 2026 Virtual 10 Ball World Championships. We have Cobra, multiple world champion, going for his 12th title in Virtual Pool 4 Online, up against Acero from Japan, who has one title under his belt, going for his second one. And they are going to go head-to-head at the top of the hour. We're about 10 minutes away from that. And, well, looking at the progress of these two players to the final, it hasn't exactly been a cakewalk, I would say, for Acero. Acero, in round one, got a bye. Chiku failed to show. And I have to say that right through this tournament, I've not seen Acero play once. Obviously, with the time zone differences and the time of night that they were playing matches or whenever, sometimes they were playing when I was at work. So I haven't actually seen him yet. But his first real match was a tough one. Acero had to play SBD and eventually got over the line in that one in a final rack decider. So it's not been easy for Acero. When you look at the matches he's played, he's had to play 4 top players in this tournament. He wins that match against SBD, and lo and behold, who's he got next in round 3? He's up against Albinario, and he takes Albi out 17 racks to 13. And then, of course, he gets a bit of a respite. Acero, he's through to round 4, where he plays Jose McEwen from Spain. Jose, of course, nowhere near the class of any of those guys, it has to be said. But as far as Jose goes, I think that's his best performance or his best run in one of these events, getting to the 4th round. Acero won out 17-7 in the end. So that was probably his most comfortable win. And then, to sum it all up, you have the hot seat match. Acero up against Spectre Dawn. Of course, Spectre still striving to win one of these events, still striving to live up to the prospects of a very good player and probably the best player not to have won one of these events. But nevertheless, he still wasn't good enough to take out Acero, and Acero for the second time went to a final rack decider, 17-16. So Spectre ends up in the one-loss side. Cobra, who will tell you, if he's honest, he has not played anywhere near his best in the tournament. But, tournaments are like that. You're never going to be great in every match. It's just about getting over the line. Cobra, in round 1, was up against Bedhead. So there's a tough start for Cobra. And Cobra overcame Bedhead 17 racks to 10. And then he has a match against fellow Englishman MC Clarkey in round 2. And Matt wasn't up to the task there. Ends up losing out 17-11. I think it was, or was it 17-16? Let me double check. I don't think it went to a final rack decider, that match. But anyway, Cobra won that match, whatever the bloody score was. And then he was up against Balls, probably his most comfortable win against a player who, again, with the greatest respect to him, nobody of the class of the rest of the guys. And Cobra won that one, 17-8. And then, of course, Cobra stumbles. He struggled, made a lot of errors in the match against Spectre Dawn in that round 4 match, and Spectre sends him to the one loss side, knowing, of course, that having lost that hot seat match, Spectre Dawn may well bump into Cobra again, as it proved to be the case in the one loss side. Cobra ends up going to the one loss side. His first match there was against MC Clarkey again. Had to beat him twice, beat him 13-9, so it was a lot closer in that first match that he had in the one loss side. And then he bumps into SBD, and again seems to be getting stronger again, 13-6. He takes out SBD, and then, lo and behold, he has to face Spectre Dawn in that semi-final match, which ran close, but Cobra got through it 13 racks to 11. So this is where we are. We are at the final, and it's going to go in about 5 minutes' time. So Albinario, the best all-round Virtual 4 player, as he's proved, has 17 titles online over the years. Cobra on 11, looking to catch up. Albinario going for his 12th title today, and Acero going for number 2. Well, it should be a good one. I mean, I'm all for having a good match. I'm not going to favour one player over the other. I just hope it's a good quality match and they both play well. It is a race to 21, so it's going to be a good couple of hours and more for this match to proceed. So you need to get settled down, get a drink, be like Steve, have something to eat, and call out who you think is going to win. So we are 5 minutes away. I'm going to have a quick look because obviously Steve has woken up and he may well be ranting, raring to go. Not ranting. He might be ranting. We never know how he's doing with the bugs. Let's see.
Welcome to VP4TV. You're watching a Tactical Genius production. Please welcome your commentary team for this match, 9ball.com and Super Admin aka Steve Chaplin, CEO and President of Celeris, Inc. Good luck to both players and have a good one.
Well, Steve, good morning. You can tell everybody who's going to win this.
I don't know. I mean, I think this is going to be a close match, toss-up. If I had to favor somebody, it'd be Cobra, just, his history, and, he's a grinder. But Acero, he's got these things that are hard to quantify. He's a very natural player. He's the kind of guy that gets rolling, and he can be difficult to stop. So it's really hard to say. Who's going to have a good day is probably the guy that's going to win.
Well, don't forget, Cobra's had to play 2 more matches than Acero. Acero's had 2 final rack deciders to get to where he's got. Cobra has been, shall we say, up and down, in and out. I've seen him make an awful lot more errors in this tournament, but then again, I've got to take into account the fact that the pockets are tighter, which has probably caught out a lot of players as well. But Cobra's had to do a lot more work than Acero to get to this final. He's been there, done it, got the T-shirt, so Cobra knows how to win. Acero, I don't know whether he's put in table time offline, because if he is here at any time, I don't see him. But I can certainly vouch the fact that Cobra's been putting in a lot of practice. I've seen him in rooms in and out in times I've been here. So, Cobra's up for it, up for the task. And, well, I just hope it's a close match. And I hope that they can get the break working, because we've seen some awful breaking from various players through the tournament. And let's just hope that it's not just bad luck. That why is Liquid sending me PMs asking me to play doubles? Is the guy not paying any bloody attention whatsoever? I
I just hope that it's not a terrible bad luck that loses you the title. I just hope that everything goes well for both players, and good luck to them.
Yeah, I mean, it's the break is going to be important. Mistakes, playing safe. Um, I think both these guys are going to run out racks that are easy um, pretty consistently. The question is how they're going to play difficult racks. How's their moving game going to be? How well are they going to move the cue ball? Because with these tight pockets, you need to play closer position to the object ball. All those things are going to go into it, but ultimately it's going to come down to mistakes. Yama's here. Hi, Yama.
Now, is this chat working? Yes, it is working. Yes, it's working. I'm just double checking.
Yeah.
We've got something on screen. Welcome to Yama. Nobody else has said a bloody word. This is just embarrassing. We've got 8 people in the stream. Nobody's saying hello or anything. Yama turns up, says hello. Everybody else just sits here.
Yeah,
I mean, you've got to have a bit of interactivity here. Call out the result. Somebody.
Larry might have not have woken up yet.
Oh, Larry's probably still in slumber. Yeah.
And then
Right.
I don't know. We haven't seen the Swedes yet, but you figure Bedhead and Albinario will probably show up at some point.
Well, I posted on Facebook. Albinario, if he's in and out of Facebook, he'll have seen my post for the match. But again, at this time of day, it's coming up to dinner time over here, so there's people probably settling down for dinner, and they might come and go. So, but then again, it's not going to be over in 5 minutes, this match. Let's put it that way. I mean, we could be here 3 hours for all we know, depending on what happens.
Oh, yeah, I fully expect this to be a 3-hour match. I mean, if it goes where they play, 40 games, and it's going to be 3 hours.
Welcome to Spud Boy.
Oh, Spud Boy's there, yep.
Right, so where are we? In fact, the match has started. I'm sitting here daydreaming, by the way. Why did somebody not give me a kick? There we go. We missed the lag. That was a good start.
Well, acero broke, and he either missed or broke dry because he's not at the table.
I think the one thing I would say is that I don't think there's much doubt that acero is going to be aggressive. I think he's basically got one way to play in my mind. I think he's going to be aggressive. He's going to take it to Cobra. Cobra has a tricky shot here in trying to get onto this 5. But it does go past the 9.
Well, you just got to choose.
Got the pace right if he doesn't bump the 6. Well,
That's
the 10
funny,
ball will
but
be
he
a
should
good.
be okay. Yeah.
It'll be a good hold for the 6.
Yeah, I don't think he should have any trouble here. Just bump the 10, take the cut on the 6.
Well, no doubt he'll stay well away from that 9 ball. He'll come bottom side of it, I would think, unless he's going to go around the corner. Yes, he's going around the corner.
Now you got the choice of stun it back or go to the rail. I think he'll probably just stun back, something like that.
Right, now, this is a bit of draw and stun up the right side, but you want to avoid the side pocket.
Yeah, you have to get kind of sloppy to go in the side pocket there.
He stunned it well short. Well, of course, that's the other factor of the way this tournament's gone, is capitalising on these dry breaks and getting out when you're given the opportunity, and that's what Cobra's done.
Yeah, well, if you're going to dry break and leave a good table, those sellout breaks are killer. If you dry break and don't leave much, then you can survive it.
And that, I mean, that's just a little. I'll use a word here. Intricacies of this tournament that, you could dry break all night if you're really unlucky, but on the other side of it, if you're dry breaking, as you said, if you're leaving nothing and you're getting away with it all night, then it doesn't really matter. As long as you do your stuff when you have a table that you should be getting out on.
Well, he's a little funny here. He's got a safety or a shot. See what he decides to do. If you're going to play this safety, I would hit this one ball harder rather than softer, because you got the 6 and the 7 there. Yeah, and that's what he does. That's very well played. See the speed he hit that with? He didn't baby that.
Now, can he get between the 8th and the 3 and spin this one?
He can, and that's really the shot there. You want to hit on the short side so the cue ball goes over and bumps the 8 and take the 1 up table. You got a pretty good chance of getting a hook between the 9 and the 10. You got 2 balls, but you got to be short. He was too short. The problem there is he was just too short on the 1.
He's got away with it, I think. Yeah, I don't know that he can get enough of that to pot it.
Yeah, well, I mean,
that's too tight.
This is a little tricky getting a cue ball safe, because if you're going to do this, you need to put English on it. You want the 1 ball to come down to the end rail, and you need the cue ball to run. Oh, I didn't expect him to do that. I thought he was going to open it up and go to the end rail.
Well, I think he's ducking in behind the 6 here every day of the week, because it's...
Yeah. There's no doubt he's going to play safe there. Well, he had a lot of choices, and that was pretty good. He's got a kick at it, but not one that's easy to control. You got to put a lot of English on it.
How's that 6 ball sitting?
You got a reasonable kick here to get safe, because you're going to come up on the short side of the 1, hit the 1 off the... I'm a little surprised you didn't kick at that. Because giving a guy of this caliber ball in hand with 1 problem there is maybe not the best play. I will say that it's not that easy to get to the 6-7.
Can he risk breaking these 2 out and do a thin cut in the 3? He's going to run through here and break these out and thin cut the 3, I think. No, he isn't. He's going to go for 3 fouls. That's what he's going to go for.
Well, he's not going to get 3 fouls doing that. This is a pretty easy kick.
Well, he's going to have to go 2, maybe 3 rails here into the back of this one.
Yeah, he'll go 2 into it. But this isn't particularly hard to hit. He may be a little steep here.
Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah, he's good.
But the cut is on. 3 ball sitting good.
But the good thing is he didn't break up the 6-7. So the 6-7 is a problem, just because it's kind of hard to get to. But you can start moving balls and playing safe.
I think he's ducking again and behind the 4.
Yeah, and that's...
Oh, it's coming up. It's coming up. Hit it too hard, I think.
Yeah, but that's not a bad play to do that, because, if you're sitting there going, well, how am I going to run out? You don't see anything that great, and playing safe where the 6s is tough. You might as well play safe and see if you can get the table rearranged, and Cobra's doing the same thing, I think.
Well, obviously we can see where the issue is with the 6 and 7, so that's going to be the decider really for this rack. I mean, you look at the 4 ball, I think it's going to be fairly difficult to disturb anything, doing anything with the 4 ball. I think that's another safety where the 4 ball sit and punch it around the table and duck in behind the 6 and 7. That seems the obvious shot to me.
Well, that's a chance to move the 7 a little too and open up the 6. I mean, that's really the play there, is bump the 7 just a little out and play safe.
Now, this is a little touchy one. If he's going to rest on top of the 6, he's got to make sure he misses the 8 with this 1 ball, and I don't know whether he can.
I don't like that play because I think I think that's going to end up being a sellout unless you almost get lucky trying to get on the 6.
The easier one is just to tuck the 1 in by the 6 and 7, but you're probably you're not really got an awful lot of options here looking at it. He looks as if he's in 2 minds to go by the 6 and 7 or to push the 1 to the 6 and 7.
Yeah, this is a tricky situation. I'm not sure what I'd do here.
Well, tuck it to the 6 and 7 and try and use the 8 ball as cover.
That's not a bad play. It's not the easiest safe in the world, but it's not a bad play. The simple play is, now he decided to shoot, which I don't think was a bad choice.
And that's not getting cut in.
Out good. No, but now, Cobra's got a similar situation where it's like, okay, what am I going to do here? There's not any kind of particularly easy safety.
I don't know what you do here. You feather edge the 1, but you're going to bring it into a potting position doing that.
You can put the cue ball on the 4. You got to hit the 1 with a little bit of speed and try to bring the cue ball back to the 4, but you got to get right on the 4 ball. That's what he's trying, and that's not well played.
Acero, being the aggressor, is he going to try and thin cut this into the side? He's looking at it. Bound to be on the 3 ball.
Well, you can play this off the 8. It's a pretty easy shot playing off the 8 ball. I think if he shoots it, he'll play it off the 8.
I think he's just going clean, I think. Yeah. Got it. And the scratch was on as well. That was what I was a bit worried about, but he's got away with it. So now, does he bring this cue ball out and duck behind the 6 and 7?
Unfortunately, he's in kind of a funny spot with that 8 ball sitting there. This is a little tricky getting the shot you want on the 4. You really need to be shooting between the, and he's trying that. So you wanted to get between the 7 and the 8 because that's where you could shoot the 4 and draw the cue ball back and bump the 7, but he didn't get there.
He's actually now going to have to cross bank this onto the short rail and duck into the long grass here, I think.
Yeah. And he's not trying to make it. See, that's a good shot. He didn't try to make that 4 ball. He's just trying to get out of there. And while as far as safeties go, that wasn't a great one. I mean, this table has still got big problems, so I doubt Cobra's running out here. He's going to play safe, I think.
Well, I mean, there's a gap between the 7 and the 8. So if he tucks this, thin right side of the 4 and comes down here towards the 5 ball, the worst outcome would be leaving a shot in the 4.
He could try to break them out, but it's risky.
Yeah, well, he decided to take the risk, and he's going to pay the price, I would think.
He had 2 things that had to go right there, making the ball and getting the breakout, and only one of them went right.
He's got to get into this cue ball here, unless he's going to come over this right side and just let it run out like that. Watch the scratch.
Where's the cue ball going?
Now, needs an angle off this 6 to get back up for the 7. And the bumping on this 6 ball's taking it off the rail because it was frozen earlier in the rack. And this is too straight. He's going to have to leave a dodgy cut here, roughly where the cue ball's going to be, where the 6 is in a minute, I think. It's just going to be a stop and a cut. And that's going to be tricky. Yeah. Well, this is make or break for the rack.
Yeah, the good news is he really only needs to make the ball, although, a touch of left English would help here in the cue ball path.
I've got better good news, Steve. The better good news is as of today, I'm off until a week on Tuesday. That's the better good news. Welcome to Tam.
Hi, Tam. Well, he does play good from the inside of the cue ball, so I would expect him to make this.
Yeah, never a doubt.
Yeah, underhit it a touch, but that's fine.
Now,
this is actually a good angle. Just a little inside English and go straight down to the end rail and back up for the 9.
Well, he's got to hit that a wee bit harder to make sure he's not short, but he's going to go round the back of it, I think. I think he's coming 2 rails.
He is going around the back.
He needs to get out, and that's perfect.
And it's going to be 1 apiece.
Yeah, against the break in both racks. Well, Cobra grabbed the bull by the horns, as they say, and went all out for the breakout of, was it a 3-ball? And
4-ball.
The rest, the 4-ball. The rest is history.
Well, I don't know that it was a poor play. It just wasn't executed.
I mean, it was.
I think the decision was okay. I mean, so, eventually you got to try something.
Yeah, I mean, it was the aggressive shot to get the job done, and you know for a fact that if you don't get it, that you're probably going to end up losing the rack anyway.
And there's another dry break. Yeah.
Dry, but
so the
safe.
The billiard's on here if he wants to shoot it.
Yeah. Now the 1 ball should be going into the open space here. Playing that shot. Let's have a look.
You can play the safety where you take it down and run into the 8, but you might make the 8. And he does play the safety, and he didn't hit it hard enough. So that was all okay, except he bunted it.
Now, this is fiddly, obviously. Look at how he's hampered over this 8-ball.
Yeah, I think he's going to shoot this. This is kind of tricky to play safe on. I think he's going to shoot this, and if he misses it, there's a good chance he'll get safe.
Well, he's trying to sneak down past that 10-ball.
Yeah. He's got the 4-ball protecting from the scratch, and that was not even close. So,
well, again, send this up table and come round. Now, the only problem, I think he's got to get, if he's going to send it up table, he's got to get right over towards the rail. He can't leave it short. You want to get this 1 ball somewhere down there, but not leave him any sort of combo on. Well, he's went all out for the pot again, I think. Yeah.
No, he was playing safe there the whole way.
You think so?
Yeah. I do.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Is there an edge? Yes, there's an edge, I think, available here. Need to put maybe right English in this to... Let me have a look at that again once he's finished. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he can make this ball, but it's...
He's never making that, Steve. Never the month of Sundays.
You're thinking get safe. He's
filled the 10. He's filled the 10 ball with that too much English on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he needed a bit of English, but that wasn't my plan. My plan was to be a wee bit of right English on it, bank the one across the table. The right English checks you down this side, but the problem with that is that you're leaving it open to a combo. I don't think he played that right. Well, he certainly didn't play it right at all because he played far too much English on it, caught the 10.
So this is kind of an interesting situation. If it was me, I'd shoot it at the side and like a little draw stun between the 7 and the rail. He's going to go straight back, and that's fine too.
Now, has he lined up some sort of combo there with this 3 and 10? No, he hasn't.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, the 3 ball. You can shoot it in the side, although nobody really likes that shot.
Well, there's actually half a pocket there to actually manufacture a combo past that 4-ball, believe it or not.
It goes past the 5 in the same pocket, but you're going to have to hit it pretty good. I think that's what he's trying for. He's going to try to shoot the 3 in the same pocket. Oh, no, I guess he was trying to bump it.
Well, this is dodgy. He's trying to stick in the 10.
Yeah.
Oh, now, has he got the cover of that rail? Because if he has, then that makes it a heck of a lot tougher. Maybe not.
This is just a little 2-rail kick the 3-ball in. I mean, this is pretty good chance of making this if you practice these.
Oh, he's going to get covered as well. It's landed perfectly.
Well played. So this is where if you play one pocket, that experience really pays off, because shots like this come up all the time in one pocket.
Oh, this is horrible. This trying to get a thin edge and
no, you
get
play
away from it.
No, you play the thin edge off the end rail. So you hit the end rail, then thin edge it. Doesn't really matter if you get the double kiss. You're taking the cue ball up table, and you either want the 3 to sit there or you want it to come out to the end rail. But you want to hit rail first on this and then thin the 3-ball.
Oh, it's ugly. It's far too tight, that 3-ball. Yeah, he's just deciding he's just going to lock a ball up and not take any risk. So, Cobra's conceded control of the table for the moment. I don't even think he can pot the 3. He can't pot the 3.
Well, he can thin edge this and use the 7 or the 10. I mean, he's going to do something. He looks like he may try to put this behind the 9 and 6, which is
this is got to be wafer thin. No, he hasn't hit it though. He hasn't hit it. He hasn't given it. I mean, that should have been running another 3 feet there, right up the corner of the table, to make this a lot more difficult for Cobra.
So this has got gonna kiss, but you can you don't want to hit it easy like this. That I wouldn't have done. Although, you know what? That's not terrible.
Well, there's somebody that hasn't been around for a while. Rotor Monkey, good afternoon or good morning. So it's 20 past 11 East Coast time. That's brunch time for you, Steve, judging by the fact that you're munching again.
How do you know I'm munching?
Oh, well, your mouth's never empty, for God's sake, whenever you come on these streams. I mean, you're just constantly eating. I think he's left the pot on.
Yep, that was no good. Well, that little move Cobra just made there worked out for him, because this was no good. You know, but still, the 6-ball is still, you know.
There's still the safety net for acero.
And the thing about where the 6 is the bank is just not that easy. Does it bank? Yes, but not a shot you really want to have to shoot. But there are a lot of safety possibilities. So we'll see what he decides to do here. I think he'll probably take a run at it. He'll probably take a run at it here.
Let's have a
now,
look.
The problem here is you can't afford to like miss it way long.
Well, the other problem is he's stuck to the rail. It's not a bad angle to try and get there, but you know, if he was off the rail, it'd be a lot better. Oh,
yeah. That's what you didn't want, was that long.
He wasn't far away, but I think he would have been better had he been that cue ball off the rail there. He might have had a better chance of getting enough into the cue ball. But
I think he can make this bank. I mean, the question is, are you going to try to thin this?
I don't think he can. He ain't going to get enough of that. No, I don't think he thinks that either.
He's going to play this thing. But this bank definitely goes. I mean, I'd be shooting this all day. You can play safe by thinning and taking the cue ball up table. You know, thin it into the 9 and try to get behind the 10 or 7.
All right, he's called the pocket, so obviously he's not double banking it, is he?
He is double banking it.
Oh, he actually got a double kiss there.
He did. What he was trying to do is double bank it and leave the cue ball there, play a 2-way shot, so that you know, it would be safe if it didn't go in, which isn't a bad idea, except you couldn't get the cue ball out of there.
Well, I think that's Acero's last mistake this rack. Well, so far it's looking like 3 racks in a row where it's gone against the break.
Well, Cobra played 2 chintzy safes there where he just rolled up on the ball. And Acero did not handle either one well.
He doesn't want it to be straight. Oh, he's going to have to hit this just to get the cue ball out far enough. Or he can just go forward and spin it out. Yeah, that's what he's tried.
Yeah, underhit it.
So this, for an early 2-1 lead.
Well,
and of course, we're waiting for that breakthrough in the follow-up rack.
now do you think this match is going to go 3 hours? It's been 26 minutes and we played 3 games.
Don't depress me. I haven't had anything to eat.
No, it's just been a lot of safety battles.
Well,
and,
ball.
you know,
3 balls gone.
Even guys that want to play aggressive, when you get tables like that, you can't. And twice it's been Cobra tying up balls that have really made things slow down.
Well, the bank's not on. 4 balls in the way. The thin cut into the side is on, and then it'd be a long cut on the 2.
Yeah, you just got to watch the bump on the 10 that you don't end up hooked on the 10. He's going to try to, I don't know what he's doing here. I think he's just trying to avoid the 10. Yep.
Well, he's going to have to get a good bit of running in this cue ball to come around and have some sort of sight on the 4. I suppose the advantage for Cobra here is that if he has any sort of sight in the 4, but he's not got an easy pot, he could cut it onto the 5. But he's going to be landing pretty good by the look of that. That's perfect.
And
well,
this
this
is
looks
looking
like
to be a break and
the
run here.
follow-up. Yeah, an early follow-up rack. $1:35 in the morning. I'm surprised he's still conscious. Oh, Riley, you just got the little edge of that 6 ball. Now, hey, this is tricky because you've got it now. Does it go past the 9? Well, yeah, this is a bit dodgy. It does go past the 9.
You don't know that, Tam. I mean, Acero could be a vampire.
Or he could be an insomniac, one of the 2. Right, so 2, 3 rails on this 8 ball out into the table. Probably play the 9 in the side or maybe play it long. He needs to get there. And again, perfect. Well, I say perfect. He's just gone a wee bit more, but I think he can just dab this in and, you know, just with a breath and he'll still be good like that. So that's the first breakthrough for Cobra.
Well, the break's going to be huge in this match. I mean, so far, Acero has been dry twice and Cobra's been dry twice. But he wasn't dry that time.
Now, how's he doing with the butt of the cue? You're jacking it up.
Yeah,
Not a great deal.
He's doing the SBD break. And that
Where's the
ball didn't
cue ball
pop, but,
going?
that's a beautiful rack. He's got the only thing is the 5. Does that go past the 8? Yes, it does. So he's looking
Yeah.
pretty good here. I mean, he's
Yeah. Well, put it this way, Steve. Cobra's thinking he should be out here, so it's going to be a fail if he doesn't. The way these balls are sitting.
This is a shot right here. He needs to get on the 4 well, and this is really the whole rack on this shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
well,
that's good enough. I mean, that's good enough. He's going to play short side.
He's just going to hold it. Is he going to play it? Is he going to follow
roll
through
down.
or just hold it and leave the cut?
I think he'll roll down because he's only got a partial pocket, and he's in a pretty good position here just to follow forward on the short side. I mean, this is easy to control the speed on when you're rolling.
Yeah, he's holding it. He's holding it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised at that decision. I mean, that was.
You see, he got himself in two minds there. I mean, your idea was the simplest one because all you're doing is following through, and it's just about judging the pace. But in his mind, he was thinking, I don't like that, and he didn't like the angle, so he thought he would take the better of both swirlers and just make sure he had a cut, but he misses the 4 ball because of it.
Well, acero played the right shot, but he didn't pull it off. He's trying to play to the speed where he could use the 5-8 as blockers, and he didn't want to hit the 10. He just got behind it a teeny bit too much.
Yeah, Cobra's going to get off the hook here by the look of it, or is it? No, does it? No, it doesn't go, does it?
No.
Oh, that's way too tight.
I think he's just going to lay this on the 10 ball and use the 5-8 because that's simple.
No, he doesn't want to leave a combo kick here.
Well, that was not very well played.
No.
Maybe it was kind of hard to get it on the 10, but that was way too heavy-handed. So he can shoot this if he wants. And, this is where acero may be aggressive. Because, this is a shot, you execute it, you win the game.
No, he hasn't called it, though.
Well, I don't know that he has to call it. He's just going to cut it down the rail. Now, the other thing is playing safe, which, he's got a pretty good safety opportunity here. Run the cue into the 8 ball. He's going to shoot it. I thought he was going to go for the back. I thought for a minute there he was going for the bank. No, he's going to cut this down the rail.
That's beautiful, is it? No, it isn't. He's overcut it. Well, I think as long as that cue ball stays well away from the 6 ball, he's going to have the cut in the 5. And away from that side pocket. Oh, he brushed the 6.
Yeah, but he's on it good enough because he's got probably 3/4 of the pocket here. Yeah, whether or not acero should have shot at that, I don't know. I mean, I think in real life, most players would have played safe there. But if you're feeling like...
he's going to live or die by the sword, Steve. That's, I think, the way acero is set up to play. He's just going to go for it.
Yeah. Well, he does play a lot of safeties if the table's really crappy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with going for those, but obviously to be successful in the match, you're going to have to make most of them.
Well, I think he might have to temper that sort of aggressive mindset in terms of rescuing this mini crisis that he's now got, because he's now going to be 4 racks to 1 behind. So he's going to have to address that before he starts thinking about anything else.
Well, it's early. I mean, there's going to be some ebb and flow to this match. I'll be shocked if acero does not catch up in this match. I mean, he's too good a player to, lose by a lot of games.
Nothing doing.
It's going to be dry.
No. Yes, you can cut the 1.
No, you got to play safe here. This is just spin it over on the 4, follow it and spin it. He's going to put on the 7 instead. That's okay. Didn't get the 1 up table, but where he is on the 7, it's a pretty effective blocker. So he'll probably shoot the 2 rail shot off the end rail to the side rail.
I think it's. I'm looking at the layout he's got here. I don't think he's. I think the short rail to the 1 is the simplest shot because I don't think he can get a line anywhere else. Cue ball's gone.
That didn't work out well for him.
Yeah, this
All right,
is
well,
not
this is no automatic rack
yeah,
here.
the 2 ball. Well,
I mean, right off the bat, you got a problem with the 1 ball. He may be playing safe here.
I don't think he can pot the 1. I think he might be right. No, I mean he could. He could drop it into the side.
He's got a pretty easy safety if he wants to take it.
Yeah, the problem with playing this in the side is you've got to run the cue ball through to have a shot in the 2.
I'd play safe. Try to lock him in between the 10 and the 2.
Or you may be trying to play it come round.
He's going for it. He's going to be aggressive.
Oh, this is tight again.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, he's played it well.
And he's gotten rid of all the trouble, so I mean he should be out here.
He's got to get into this cue ball enough here. This is where you've got to judge this stun draw. You've got to hit this hard enough. Like that. He's a wee bit short, but
yeah, that's not where he wanted to be. So he's going to have
8 balls in play here.
He's got to go behind the 8 ball. But that shot is there. Even a gentle rub on the 8 isn't bad here. But he should be able to go behind the 8. I'll put a little English on it, though.
Well, it looks tight to me.
He looks like he's trying to go short of it, which isn't going to work.
Yeah, it looks tight.
You got to put some English on it, make sure it gets behind, and hit it with enough speed to get it to open up.
Yeah, if he rubs the back of the 8 ball, he's bound to be out in the open somewhere with some sort of cut in the 6.
You know, the thing is here is you just take a long shot on the 6. He's going to play safe. So that's showing a lot of maturity there. Just saying, you know what,
yeah,
I don't want to take this on.
You know, he's played a decent enough safety. All the balls are on, so it's all about this 5 ball. Whoever gets it's got the rack.
You know, he just didn't want to take a chance with the cue ball. The biggest problem with the shot I was talking about was actually the corner pocket was in play.
Did he hit the 7?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's the proof of, a half decent safety gets you the reward. You just got to do the rest of it and clear the table.
Uh-oh.
Well, and don't do that. I mean, that's terrible shot. That is so bad.
That little rub on the 6 froze it on the rail. I think it's dead frozen.
Yeah, you are right. It's absolutely, it's embedded in the rail.
He's got the 9 ball, so the 9 ball makes a big pocket. He'll shoot this.
Well, is a 9 ball close enough, Steve? I don't think it is. Is it?
Yeah.
He's not got the legs. Oh, that's a big loss there for Acero. Yeah, I mean, he had the rack in his hand and he's blown it. Well, here's another little stunny draw.
Well, I was wondering whether he's going to shoot that 6 ball up table or not. And he decided not to and then didn't get there.
Yeah. Well, that's a big 2-rack swing there. You know, back to 4-2. Instead, it's going to be 5-1. And that's going to hurt.
Well, he played the game well. He played a good safety, got ball in hand. And then, from ball in hand to only make 1 ball, that's never a good thing.
Yeah, that's definitely a black mark on his reputation or in his resume for the rest of this match.
Yeah, I was a little surprised he didn't really wham that 6 because he could afford to let it come out, hit the 9. You know, as long as he hit it with any kind of speed, the 6 was going in. Well, Cobra dodged the bullet there. Now it's 5-1, and
Well, there's nothing makes you feel better than see your opponent do that with ball in hand.
well, you know, the reality of this match is that acero has not played poorly, but things definitely have not gone his way. Getting that little rub on the 6 and having it freeze on the rail was not a good roll.
Here's some more bad news for acero. Look at this table. I mean, it's just about getting onto the 2 ball, and that's it. It is all over this rack. It'll be a 5 ball down the rail, I would assume. I don't know that he's going to take that. No, well, I mean, he could take it into the side, but he'll probably just play it and roll up. Now, the other problem is he needs to make sure he's going to roll up onto that short rail past the Teddy's.
He didn't hit that.
That's another terrible shot. He's got to be really... There's the semi-pro wiggle. He's annoyed at that. He's really annoyed at that. Well, now it is a 4 ball rack, this. He's got to keep this safe.
Well, I think the side-to-side safe and put it right behind the 8. Roll the 4 ball towards the 5. But you can get behind the 8. It's far enough off the rail. That's the shot I'd
cue
play.
Ball up table.
I like the other way just because I thought it was a lot easier than that.
Well, he's
now he's going to get the same thing done to him. He's going to end up on the 8 ball here.
You think so? I think the bank's on. I don't know whether acero can resist the bank.
I think
he's going to try and tuck him away. Yeah, you called it. Has he done it though?
Not very well played.
That is poor as well. It's not going well now for acero with these last couple of shots.
Well, he just didn't hit it.
And I thought he would take on the bank there.
I thought the safety was almost guaranteed. Need to hit a little harder and maybe a touch of left English to check up the cue ball angle. And but yeah, that's that was pretty much a layup that he missed there.
It's just, unforced errors are beginning to rack. Well, there's another one handed in a plate from Cobra now.
All right, so at this point, you got to figure acero's going to wake up and run this out.
Well, maybe he's going to get the idea that that's what you're meant to do in this game when you're given opportunities like this. And now he has to make sure he's either going to leave it short and cut the 6 or right. This cue ball wants to go at the 10 ball like that. It wants to go at the 10 ball like that. That's another terrible choice. He had to make sure he either left it short.
Because you know that's where it wants to go. I mean, you got a little funny angle, and that's where it wants to go.
Of course. So you had to. Now, what you had to do was take his medicine and leave the cut and leave it well short, like there, where the cue stick is, and leave the cut in the 6. That way, you've got a clean sight of the 6 ball. You know the 10 ball's in play. The cue ball wants to go at the 10. What does he do? Walks straight into the trap.
Well, as a
player, he's blown it again.
As a player, that it's real easy to wish it's going to happen a different way. I mean, but it's you look at it and you kind of know it's going towards a 10. And you're thinking, oh, maybe it won't. Maybe I can get underneath it.
Well,
and next thing you know, you're on top of it. It's just you talk yourself into the bad shot.
That's my argument about not listening to the little voice. The little voice tells you don't go near the 10 ball. What do? You leave it short and leave the cut in the 6 because you're guaranteed a shot in the 6. When you start interfering with that 10 ball with the angle that cue ball was sitting, you're asking for trouble, and he's walked straight into it after an error from Cobra. I mean, Cobra's done everything they can to try and give acero this rack, and acero doesn't want it. That's the way I see it. Well, now it's not a mini crisis. Now it's getting a bit worrying if you're in acero's corner, because he's not taking full advantage of what he's been given here, and he's blown a gasket here doing that.
Yeah, I think Acero just needs to get in rhythm, and right now he's not. He's making mistakes.
Yeah, they're racking up too many too soon here for Acero. He's got to get a grip and fast. And the ball has gone in.
This is
One
not
ball
good
right in
for
the middle of the
Acero.
table.
This is a pretty good table, so this is just kind of a stun draw to the rail, hit between the rail and the 10, and then you're off.
Now, how straight is he in this? I think he's pretty straight. Yeah.
He's straighter than he wants to be, but he'll probably just roll it.
You think he's going to play this down past the side pocket, or is he going to try and run this around the table and play the three into the same pocket?
I think he'll just take it to straight
No,
shot down
he's
the
just
rail.
going to.
Because you're risking hooking yourself with the 3 or a lot of bad stuff. I mean, this is the right play.
Yeah, the only problem with this shot is he just has to be wary of that right side pocket playing for this 4 ball.
Yeah, it really shouldn't be in play. I mean,
yeah, he's well short of it. Well, the only way he's going to get back into this is by cutting out these unforced errors. He's got to get that sorted out. And he's going to need a little bit of, well, I say he's going to need a little bit of help. He's had a little bit of help and he's not prepared to take it. He's not been up to the task so far.
I mean, Cobra certainly hasn't played perfect, so it's, oh, here's a mistake. Has he got a shot?
You know something, he's not got enough of it. The semi-pro wiggle again, he's going to have to just bump this and try and hold it behind the 10, I think. Yeah,
you might be able to twist it, but it's tough.
No, he ain't doing that. No,
he's playing
he'd
safe.
probably spin the cue ball into the 10 first before he hit the 7.
He's probably going to call the bank in the corner, although I don't think it goes with where that 8 ball is.
Well, I think if he gets enough into this, he could stun it and hold it and try and tuck in behind into that 10. As long as this 7 ball comes around the table. And he'll settle for that. That'll do.
That was well played.
Well, he needs a hit, obviously, and he needs a roll of the ball to get out of this, Acero.
This is going to be a fairly high-speed kick. You don't want to bunt this.
Watch the point in that side pocket. It's well in play. He's got the hit. Cue ball.
Yeah, but no love.
Right, well, you don't want to drop on top of the 8 ball, so he has to make sure that he stuns this a wee bit, I think. You think he's going to have to stun this a wee bit? Because I think, let me believe.
What I'd be drawing this back to the side rail for sure. Now he's looking at going forward, which I don't like as much. But I think it'll work. You need to put some right English on if you're going to go forward.
I see.
Which he did not. See,
yeah,
I don't think there's anything wrong with going forward, but you need a little right English to make the cue ball open up, and he just hit it center ball.
But he got away with it. Now he doesn't want to finish below the 9. You've got to stay somewhere near the side pocket and he'll be fine. No, he's coming across. He needs to get there, and he's got there. 7-1 is very much on the cards. Oh, is it good actually playing at 1:30 in the morning? I don't think it is. Cobra sticking to the game plan, just slightly off centre. And this is definitely dry. And no shot for acero.
Yeah, I mean, Acero's not getting coming with anything easy. So he can just bank this and stop it. I mean, he's got that shot. And I'm guessing he's going to shoot that. Bank it and stop it.
Is he calling the
Yep.
side pocket? Yeah.
That's what he's going to do. So I may need to let the cue ball drift forward just a touch here.
Well, caught the knuckle. Now, there's a thin cut in the one into the side here. He's going to have to hit it to get the one ball to the pocket, but chances are, if he digs in a wee bit, he might get a bump in this 4. If he digs in and use that to take the pace off the cue ball. Unless he fancy just thinning it. But you got to get the pace to get it to the hole. That's the only concern I've got. Yeah, he's letting it run, and he's going to be good. He's going to be very good. 3 ball wide open.
Yeah, I mean, it's not automatic, but I mean,
well, he's just got to get. He's just got to get high enough in the 4, hasn't he? Play it into the side. I don't think he's to try and play it past the 8. Well, not really. I think he's just going to get back up the table high enough. Play that into the side, and he's got an angle just to punch it and go forward, and just anywhere up here, he'll have a shot. Whether he's that way and he plays into the corner or out here somewhere into the side, I don't believe he's going to play this past the 8. I can't believe he's going to do that. It's very tight past the 8 ball.
He'll play for it in the side.
Yeah. Well, now it's not, the mini crisis has grown. Now it's a crisis, and it could be a nightmare very shortly.
Might be time to get the sake out.
Or it might be time to stop drinking the sake. He's going to have to sober up quick here.
You know, Cobra will get the gin out if he needs it. So, you know, he likes the gin and tonics.
Got to do a bit of a dig in this cue ball here.
Oh,
and he hasn't got it. He didn't get it. He didn't go right through on it. Get the dig.
The titty there. I mean, he's still got this shot, but definitely lower percentage than if he didn't catch the titty.
Yeah, the 7 ball is off the rail. So
yeah, I mean, all he's got to do is make this ball, so you know he's going to shoot it.
Well, now 8-1 very much on the cards. Now, let's have a look at this 9. Right, so he's got to finish the top side of the 9 because he's not playing a combo in the 10. I don't believe that. So
he just made a mistake. He should have had more angle there.
Yeah, he's got it there.
He dealt with it well, though.
Now, he's just got to do a little
recovery.
A little stopper here, and I mean, no, he's just letting it run out. Wasn't risking stunning that. Which is good sense because we've seen what happens when you start studying these balls at that distance. You know, slightly offline, you catch the knuckle, doesn't go in. Well, now Acero's definitely needing assistance here.
Well, this is not how I saw this match going.
3 balls get in. 2 ball very much over the pocket. 4 ball wide open in the left. 5 ball up past the 9. 6 ball down into this corner where the 4 ball's going. And this is going to be rack number 9 for Cobra as far as I can see. I can't see where this is going to go wrong. It's going to be just an almighty brain fart from Cobra that's going to prevent him.
This rack isn't guaranteed, but he should get out. The biggest problem Acero's got isn't starting to play better. It's going to be the break, because at this point, if Cobra just keeps playing well, the only way Acero can come back and win this is to break well. And, you know, if he does start playing good, then he's still going to have to break well to win. So this is where it's already getting funny. So now he's kind of got to decide, am I going to bump this 6 ball? What am I going to do?
Well, the obvious one is just to go right up and down, isn't it?
Well, he could dink this and shoot the 6 on the side. He's got that choice. Or he could bump it. I don't really like up and down.
Well, the angle's too high. Cue ball just wants to go away, so he's doing what I said. He's going up.
He
That's
likes
perfect.
up and down.
Oh, no, it isn't. He's going to catch the 6. Now there's a problem.
Well, he'll play safe.
I thought that was good, but anyway, he's got a perfectly simple safety shot.
That was a tough shot with the angle he had to go up and down. If it was thinner, it's actually easier. He's a little too thick on it. He's just going to dink this. Hopefully he'll lock it up good, which he does.
Has he
That's
got
what
it tight?
Want to do. He got it pretty tight.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. It ain't no easy kick.
That's cut off the rail. Yeah, that's got Acero in all sorts of trouble now. Up and down. Where the hell is he going to get now? That's 7 balls in the way of the line to try and go 2 rails onto the 6.
Yes,
he's in Stook here. He's up that creek without a paddle, folks.
Well, he's got some kind of masse off a rail if he wants to try to hit it.
This will be a good hit. If he can get in behind that 7, he's going to have to go sort of, just left side of that middle diamond.
I don't see him being able to hit it, getting past the 7, no.
Now he's thinking he's got to tie something up.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't try the 3 railer. He had a potential 3 railer. You hit the rail just short of the side pocket, end rail just short of the side pocket, and the 6. He did have a 3 rail shot, I thought there. A little surprised he didn't try that.
Well, it's going to be the 8-9 combo. That's fairly straightforward by the look of it. No need to try and break stuff out here. You just have to do the obvious. Well, he has done it.
Well, he's made it tougher, not easier.
Yeah, I don't know why he just didn't leave that alone. I mean, now he's got to get down bottom side of the 8 ball, which, again, he can easily take it in the side. If he gets low enough on this 8, he'll be fine for it in the side.
You got to wonder about that decision.
But I don't know why he thought he needed to break the 8 ball. The combo was perfectly simple.
He's
as long as you get your decent on it.
So here we go. We're going to get crazy. Not too crazy.
And he's not really got there.
I think he'll shoot the bank here. The bank's easier than trying to cut it, because the bank is pretty dead. And he's looking at the cut. I think he's going to cut it. If you're going to cut it, you almost really want to run into the 10, but to do that, you'd have to open it up.
I mean, that's still a bad shot by Cobra. Look at how much room he had to get here, low in that 8 ball. But he's got it.
Yeah, he almost missed it. That was close.
So now we're taking bets on whether Acero's going to get a second rack in this match. And it might not be 3 hours. Because my stomach is rumbling.
Well, I'm sure he's going to get a second rack, and I'm sure he's going to make some sort of comeback. It's just, he's got himself in a really deep hole at this point.
And 6 ball goes in. 1 ball goes in as well. 2 ball hides away. Now, if you can get enough of this 2 ball, can you get enough of that and just bump it up by the back of the 10 and hold the cue ball there? Now that's the view from my second camera. I made a video the other day to show people how to set their second camera, so I hope some of you watched it.
That's no good. I'll see what acero comes up with there.
Well, there's an edge of the 2, but not much more.
Well, that was an interesting play and a very good one.
Pretty good effort, that. There's definitely not much of an edge there showing in that 2 ball, but there is a feather edge in the 2.
Yeah, that's not something anybody ever wants to shoot at.
Can you get the cue ball out of there, though? Yes, you can.
Well,
and he gets a nice little bump. You see, there's how things start going against you when you see things like that happening. You're 9-1 down. That doesn't make you feel good. And if you don't get any joy in this, the inevitable is going to be happening. It's going to be double figures for Cobra. And he's had a roll of the ball. Would you believe it? He'll take that. Right, now, he's going to have to put a bit of spin in this, I think, just to try and catch that edge of the 2 and knock it in. And he has done, played it perfect. How's he in the 3? Right, well, got to go for the cut, hasn't he? I mean, I don't think he's contemplating any sort of safety here. He's going to have to go for the cut. 4 ball wide open, bound to have a shot in the 4 ball somewhere. Oh, and it's hung up. And again, look at where the cue ball finished. Oh dear.
Yeah, he got a rub that didn't do him any good. Well, we'll see if he can hit this. If he can hit this, he's got some sort of chance to not sell out. I think if he's going to try to hit it going past the 9, he's going to have to draw it with a little English to hit it. He's going to go this other way. This is tricky getting the line.
What's the score in that match, Romario? It was, what, 5-1 when I left it, so they had about, what, another 2 or 3 frames to play. What was the final score in the first session? How many frames did they play? 8? Tell me the score. Well, this, of course, acero just simply has to get out. You know, it was stating the obvious.
Been saying 7-1 that for about the last 6 games.
Yeah, well, I think this time, if he doesn't get out of here, he's a complete numpty. Don't worry, Romario. I'm not going to tell Steve how your last 3 matches against Spectre Dawn have gone in Friday Night 9 Ball. I won't tell him. I'll make him go and look at the actual last 3 tournaments. Where's the cue ball going?
Where's the cue ball going?
Well, this ain't a gimme either, the way this is set up. I don't like this. He's got to avoid the 10 ball. He's got to get into the cue ball. And he hasn't. That's another failure by acero. And I mean, it's so obvious he was too straight and he didn't go through in the cue ball. And his end result is, unless he gets really lucky or gets a cross bank out of this, can he get the cross bank?
He can.
I think
he can. The problem is there's
double kiss. Yeah.
Good chance if you don't make it, you're sold out here.
Oh, he's definitely sold out if he doesn't get this. Well, it's a toughie either way you look at it.
Hitting a 10 ball helped him.
Now it's going to be a cut into the left corner pocket. Cue ball's going the right direction for the 10, as long as he doesn't scratch. And again, these cuts are catching players out. Now, likewise for Acero, what does Acero do here? Go full-blooded for this 9. I think he has to. I don't think he has to faff around it. He'd just be glad he's back at the table. He's just going to have to dig out a pot here. I don't think he's going to get much joy playing safety with just the 2 balls left in the table.
Yeah, he's got to decide which way he's cutting us. If he's cutting it left, he's going to have to deal with the corner pocket.
I think the cut in the left is fine. I think he's well away from a scratch looking at it. Commentator's eye.
It depends on speed. If you hit this too hard, it could scratch.
He's going the other way.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with this.
He's throwing with inside too. I'd hit this with outside and hit it hard myself.
Oh, that is some shot. Where's the cue ball?
Where's the cue ball going?
He plays really
What
well
a
from the cue ball. That was
what a shot that
played.
was. That is a superb cut.
There's a touch of class. He needs to.
Well,
hopefully that gets him going. You know, now maybe he'll start feeling better.
Second rack of the board. Now let's see if he's going to get joy in this break. He's going straight down the middle. Cue ball pretty much in the middle of the table. No shot though. 2 ball gone again. And again, well,
that's just bad luck there.
This, I mean, the 6 ball's handy, so you shouldn't have any problem in getting to a cut in the 7, but it's a wee bit tight.
What's he going to push to is the question. I don't like what he's looking at right now.
You can get that 7 down the rail, no problem either.
Sure what he's trying to do here. But I don't like it.
He's going to play the 3 ball and sit in the corner. That's what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Well, I like bunting this. I like bunting this 1 ball up the table and taking the risk of running onto the 7.
I'm not a fan of that push. Yeah, I think he's going to get in trouble here. It's pretty easy to do the shot you're talking about, and you got a 10-9 both there.
He's got to let this run out. I mean, it's so obvious. You've just got to. I mean, there's no way you're going to hit the 9 onto something up in the rail.
The biggest problem is making the 1. You might make the 1 if you shoot that shot.
Yeah. No, he's trying to thin it to get there.
He's going to try it that way, and that's a pretty good shot.
That'll do. He's now
killed
the 7 ball
because it was safer.
He's killed the 7 ball though, so this rack isn't over for whoever gets in. They're going to have to deal with the 7. And I suppose with the 6 ball now being there, it always gives you a chance to get a bump if you can, even if you're just catching the 9 ball to move the 9 ball. And Acero just decides to tie it up even more.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't like to play that much because where the 5 ball is and the 6 ball is, I don't think there's that big a problem to get that out of there.
Now, Cobra's already looked at the combo, the 1 onto the 9 and 7. I'm surprised he's not playing it.
Well, I think his issue is...
What am I talking about?
He's probably thinking about how do I come up with a shot on the 1 ball. It was sitting a little funny.
I'm very surprised he didn't take that opportunity there, because he's going to have to deal with it. I think now he's relying on the 6 ball, unless he's going to do something stupid with the 5 and hope he gets a shot in the 6.
Well, if you get the right angle on the 5, which he does not have.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think...
what was wrong with playing the combo? It's absolutely stone dead.
Well, he was going to make the ball. I think the only issue was potentially... Now, this is tough to break out because he's going to have to run in the 9, take the double kiss, and hope he has a shot on the 7. And even at that, he's going to have to spin the crap out of this.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, it's not perfect.
I think he's going to play this off the 7 is what he's going to do. take his chances on getting a shot on it, because that's a better shot than trying to
I
break
think
it
that's a
out.
better idea. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
see that?
I don't know that he's got enough of it. He can't do it. He
Yeah,
can't do it.
he's going to have to just knock it out of there. He tried to finesse it. Now all he's got to do is a stop shot. He's got the 10 ball there. Put some right English on it. Get this 7 to open up. Right English stops out if you can run it a little behind the 9. You know, rub the 9 and get behind it. But
I
you
think
got to
he's worried that if he can get the cue ball out of the way. Yes, you can. But this 7 ball's going to come out. It's coming out. And
Well,
there you go,
that's
acero.
no good. Yeah, he didn't play it enough over. He can play it where you can rub the 9 ball, but he played it kind of straight on.
Here's a quick question, folks. Has anybody hit the like button yet?
I have.
Oh, goodness me. No, he doesn't want to be straight. And again, he's bolt straight in this 9 ball.
Well, you're up to 6 likes.
Bolt straight on it. Trying to tweak it a little bit. Needs to open up more to make the cut simpler.
Yeah, he's good.
Well, it'll be good if it goes in. I mean, these are still scary.
Well, if you think this is scary, you're going to be scared all the time.
With my eyes, that's scary. Well, 2 in a row for acero. Oh, and the ball's flown into the corner. How's his luck? 1 ball's bouncing, 6 balls staying out the way. There's a cut in the 1.
Yeah, he's got a shot, and he's got a pretty good table. This is pretty easy. Just slide
Is it
across.
a 2 ball? 2 balls gone again, and he's going to be playing the 3 ball long, or is he going to end up playing a combo? I presume he's going to nip over the top side.
Just a teeny bit of right English, and it'll come right between them.
Well, that makes the shot a little bit more tricky, this cut in the 1.
It does. But, you know, we've seen acero playing from the inside of the cue ball very well for this whole tournament, so I would expect he'll make it, and of course he does.
There you go. There's the commentator's jinx. Now, that corner pocket's a big pocket with that 4 ball sitting there, off the rail onto the 4.
Yeah, the biggest problem with shooting that is getting shape on the 3. So almost any way you shoot this, you're gonna hit the 6. Maybe if you can get just a little brush, it might be okay. But I think this is a pretty tough ball to bank.
No, he's not called anything yet. He's just ducking round the corner. He's tucking it onto the 6.
Yeah, I think the fact of where that 6 ball was made him think, nah, I ain't shooting. That's a smart play.
Well, the 6 ball is just a stopper. You're just coming back across between the 3 and 4 ball here. I don't think you're doing much more with this shot.
Throw him a little corn there, see if you can get him to shoot at it.
Yeah, giving him the bait. Again, it's a big pocket, this corner. You could cut that 1 ball back.
This one I would shoot it, but I'd shoot it in the side.
Like he's going the side, yeah.
So you're going to hit this with some speed to get the cue ball to come back, and you got a reasonable chance of getting safe on the 1 if you miss it. They're not going to be an easy shot on this. Well, he didn't hit it that hard. I would have hit it harder than that.
It's a billiard onto the 6 here. The 1 ball's going to go down towards the 5. He might have to play a combo if he sets this up right. He might have to play the combo. I think that's what's in his mind. You've got to play the little dink for the billiard onto the 6 into the side, and then 1 ball onto the 5.
Problem is the piece of the 1 you're getting isn't going to send it towards the 5. Maybe you can.
I think it is. He just needs to be a feather thin touching this. It's got to go down the rail.
You got to hit it pretty thick, but I think he can get away with doing that where the 6 is sitting.
6 ball called into the side. That's a bit. He's got to get the cut on it.
Well, you can do the run through too, but then there's a speed problem. So we'll see what he does there.
Well, he's hit it hard. The one ball's Kate. In fact, this might work out perfect for him. He's got the cut. It's landed, well, a lot better than what it could have been. Now he has to see this out. 3-ball is the problem because that's certainly not a combo.
Well,
It's going to have to be manufactured.
he's going around trying to shoot it up table. He's going 3 rails.
Inside to the long rail. He's not hit this, and he's not potted a 1, and he hasn't really got there in the 3, so he wasn't convinced he was doing anything right there. But having said that, he's had a roll of the ball. Well, a lot of juice in the cue ball here to kick the back of the 1, but the 9-ball might stop this 1 ball getting away.
This will be a kick in the stick. You can hit this with some speed. I like hitting. Well, it's kind of hard to get behind this is the problem. He's trying to get behind it. See what he's doing?
Yeah, well, like I said,
that was well done, but
the 9-ball stopped it going away. But again, there's no pot on. And more to the point, you try and nip back in behind the 10, but you're sending the 1 ball loose doing that because you've got to hit it. I think this is tricky if he's trying to run up table. You're leaving the 1 ball exposed. He's trying to drop it into the side, but that was really, really tough. Now, what does Cobra do here? You just feather edge it and skim past the 9? Do nothing else other than that? Yeah, looks like it.
He's not going to get it.
And he hasn't got there. Well, Acero's definitely taking the bait this time. But again, where's the value in it? Because the 3 balls doing nothing there.
Well, the combo's there. You can go back and forth or go back and forth and go to the backside. You got either choice.
Yeah, but you've got to really get yourself nailed to the rail to have a good chance of getting that combo in. It's a big ask to get that perfect.
Well, either way, you got to hit it pretty hard.
Well, he might be behind the 3 here. Hang on a minute. And he is. So, this is the Larry Massey shot. And the only way this goes wrong is you get it too good and you follow it in.
Speaking of Larry, where is the guy?
Yeah, well, Larry, he's a man of many words, so he's probably watching but saying nothing, as he normally does. Right, so here we go.
Well played.
And he's played it perfect. That was perfect. You get it far too good, you just follow the 1 ball in, but you get it like this. And now you've got the combo.
That angle was tough to follow in. Not that you couldn't, but that angle was pretty good to shoot at it. And
well, this is make or break, isn't it?
He's going to have to hit this with speed because he's got to get the 3 ball to move. So now you're deciding corner or side. He's decided side, and it didn't hit. He's going to be hooked.
Or is he?
No. The problem with that shot is it's not just the speed you hit it; it's how much of the 4 ball you get. It greatly affects how far the 3 ball is going to go. I do, but I'd bank it in the corner because that's a 2-way shot. Bank it in the side. If you bank this in the side, that's a sellout if you don't make it. But if you bank it in the corner, yeah. See, he's just going to play safe.
Where's the cue ball going?
And that's a pretty good safety because you got the 3 ball right on the rail. I'd play it thick with right English. Take the 3 ball 2 rails down to the end rail and spin the cue ball over behind the 9. This is a pretty thick hit with right English. He looks like he's trying to shoot this, which I don't like. Well, now I like it. Oh heck, he can make this if he just made that. Are you kidding? This is easy compared to the last one. Yeah. Well, I knew he'd make a comeback. I just didn't expect it to go to 9-1 before it started. I mean, that was very surprising. I would go forward here. Sat I would have hit that with straight top and come straight down the table. He put a little bit of left English on it to go to the side rail, which I didn't particularly like. Larry is there. You're right, Hugh. He was just being quiet. Did he get a ball in? No. Yep. And pretty good table. So he looks like he may run into the 7 here. Uh-oh, watch out. Uh-oh. Now, if you're going to run into the 7, you need to run into it with a little bit of speed, not that delicate thing. He put left English on it so he could run towards the 7. If he was going to hit it that easy, he should have put no English on it. Yeah. Well, he hit it pretty good. I mean, he's been pretty successful doing that, tying balls up this match. He's going to come straight down the table and run into it. And, there's a pretty good chance you can get a shot out of that. I mean, it's probably going to be a combo, but.
Oh, welcome to Larry. Yeah, I'm muted. I don't know when I muted it. I must have done it there when I actually went. I went out of VP4 there for a second and I came back. He's got a breakout here.
Yeah, boy, he hit that a little harder than I thought he would. So now this is a little tougher than I thought it would have. I thought he'd have some kind of combo, but he hit that pretty hard.
He's got to hit this to the. I don't know whether he can hit this to the point and come in off and get in off that 9. That is touch and go as far as I'm concerned.
I don't like that shot. I mean, I'm not saying it won't go, but
no, I think he saw the sense in it as well. Looking at it,
that's no good.
What do you do here? Do you billiard this in? Do you billiard it?
No.
Hope you get lucky.
I wouldn't billiard just because too much is going on, or you're not sure whether you're going to get a good shot on the 3.
Well, he's not called the 9, so he's just trying to thin edge it and duck for cover. He's going to be in the gap, I think, is he? No, he isn't. He's going to get the 9, the 5, sorry. No, wait a minute.
He has the gap. He can hit the right edge of this. Now, this angle, it's pretty tough to thin that 3 ball.
He can't hit the right edge thin enough. He's having to spin it to come around the 4 to try and get it thin. This is awkward.
This is tough. This is a difficult shot.
Well, if this is me, I'm digging into the cue ball and banking the 3 ball up the table and trying to tuck into that corner and just hope I get lucky. But there's not much cover down here. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's going to do here. You could shoot a little masse shot.
Is he going to
curve it to the left and take the cue ball up table and try to keep the 3 ball down there, but maybe even get it on the 10.
You could play the shot.
He put that. I don't think that was ever going to work. I don't know if he was trying to make the 9 or did he call it?
No, he didn't. No, he would have to jack up and stun that, wouldn't he, to try and get to the 9.
I like the masse shot there because I thought it wasn't too difficult to get a better result than this.
Well, this is a 3 ball rack. If Cobra gets the 3, gets somewhere on that 4, it's going to go past the 6 ball. I don't know that it's going past the 9. Definitely isn't going past the 9. But if he gets this in, he gets good. He should be able to get to double figures. Yeah, I don't think he's playing any sort of shot here. He's playing a safety, trying to tuck behind 8, and that's very good. But that 3 ball's getting a nudge. It's still tight, though. That's excellent. I mean, that when you're ever playing a shot like that, you want to be nailed to the object ball, and he's nailed to the 8. And that cuts off a lot of angles.
He's got a chance to make this, though, because the 3 is close to the pocket. I think just a one-rail kick off the end of rail here.
Yeah, and
He's
of course,
got a
soon as you
reasonable chance to make it now. It looks like Acero's looking to tie balls up, which I don't particularly like.
Well, this is tricky because he's got to judge the pace of this 8 ball down onto another ball, and that's no good.
Yeah, that was difficult. I would have kicked it to 3 for sure.
Well, that only makes the problem of dealing with the 3 to the 4. But I mean, he's got ball in hand, so he shouldn't have any problem getting some shot in the 4. He's going to just play the combo then. I'm surprised he didn't just come in behind the 4 and play it up into a corner pocket there. Now, if he gets this cut wrong, it can still catch that point.
Well, if he gets this cut wrong, he could put the 4 on top of the 8. He's going to probably hit this pretty easy, but he's got to get the cue ball out past the 8.
He's going to get an edge. He's going to have enough. Well, the attempted lock-up was no good from Acero. And it most certainly is going to be 10-4.
Well, that would be 3-1. If Acero can keep doing 3-1, he'll win this match. Cobra may have something to say about that, because after he runs this out, he's breaking.
So we are almost 90 minutes into this match, and we are not halfway yet. So I thought about 3 hours. And that's gone fairly straight, but no damage done. He just needs to kill the cue ball, unless he wants to run it, but he doesn't need to. Well, he is running it. He doesn't want to be dead straight, which he is. So now he's just going to have to do the VP4 escape route. The big draw into the open country. Straightforward 10 ball.
Well, that's how you shoot in real life, too. Just drop back.
I still haven't mentioned all of those bugs you should have been looking at, Steve, but no doubt you'll tell us what you've been doing. Or whether you've been focusing on this security thing you were talking about.
Yeah, I got all kinds of stuff to tell you after this match is over.
Oh, Cobra says 1 minute. When did he say that? Just now. I think he's either gone to the bathroom or he's
getting a gin and tonic.
Going to top up the drink.
Ball.com Tactical Genius intermission screen.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
I guess I'm going to have to.
Right, here we go. Cobra's back. Breaking off in rack number 15 with a 10-4 lead. And corner ball's gone again. No shot, though.
Joy, though. No. Pretty good table. The 4 balls an issue.
Now, what do you do here? I mean, you're playing a push out. Do you actually free up that 2 ball up top?
No.
Do you
No.
Do you leave it alone?
No, because you're at a disadvantage as a pusher. You push to a kick here. That's what I'd be doing. I'd push to a kick. I would not push to let him see any part of the ball. Now, if you can find a push where, you know, yeah, the pocket is blocked, but I would probably bump the 9. See, I wouldn't do this because that gives him too many options seeing the whole ball. I would have rolled up the 9 and left a kick behind the 2.
Now, there's a good line of balls here to duck behind, but you've got to get this one thin, but you've still got to get the pace in the cue ball. If you get the pace and the spin right, that's too thick. That's too thick. He's brought the one ball well into... See, that's poor from Acero. Far too thick. Wafer thin with a good bit of spin and pace. He did good cover there behind these balls.
Well, Cobra got away with a poor push there. I would have considered maybe taking a 1 ball and leaving the cue ball down there.
Well, 5 balls to stopper. That's obvious. He's actually caught it wrong. He needs cover now. He needs cover. He ain't got it. But it's a thin one. And if 1 ball's well off the rail, there's no doubt Cobra's having a go at this.
It's Acero.
Acero. I'm getting excited.
I mean, the main thing he's got to do, I tried to run it at the 8 ball just because the 8 ball is a big ball to hook if you get outside of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, he needs to bounce. He's got there.
Well played. Very well played. So now you got to decide what you're going to do with this 4 ball. The combo does go, but it's a tough combo.
Well, he's got 3 rails to go. The only worry would be the 10 ball if you're going to start running the cue ball around the table here. 10 balls in the line.
You don't have to worry about that too much because
he's going for it.
The thing is
oh, look at this! Look at this! Although he's not got a great shot in the 4.
Even if you hit the 10 ball, you were probably going to at least be able to hit the 4. Well, I mean, he's got to decide what he wants to do here. He may just spin this and take it up table. Watch outside
where's the
pocket.
cue ball going?
That's a complete disaster. He had to do a little dinky draw there to avoid the scratch. He didn't play it.
Either that or get it thinner. I mean, the thin was there, but he got it too thick again.
Well, his mini comeback's going to peter away here because this is going to be the second rack for Cobra since Acero's mini comeback. And again, self-inflicted damage is the worst way to start losing racks.
Well, I think the idea was good, but the execution was lacking.
Mm-hmm. Well, this has got to just be judged the pace here for this 7 ball. It looks simple enough, but you just got to judge the pace so you don't finish dodgy.
Yeah, or you can run by and shoot in the corner. You got your choice there. Or you can just hit it easy and shoot in the other corner. Although that's a little difficult at this distance. Side pocket's kind of a natural roll.
Yeah, he's just trying to get through for the side pocket. You see, he's just gone the wrong side of it. So now he's having to run the cue ball.
Well, he can stun drive this a little if he wants. He doesn't have to run it. Just
Did you want
check
to
back.
play a little jabby cut and hold it and maybe leak away down to here? He'd still be good in the 8 doing that. Yeah, he is. He's going to just nip it. Oh, he's overcut it. He's overcut it. There you go, Acero.
And that's kind of a silly mistake because, you know, sometimes people will miss balls like that because they're trying to hold the cue ball, so they hit it too thick.
Yeah.
But to overcut it on a hold shot is...
you go back to the way he was sitting in the 6 ball, and the judgment was the pace to get on the 7, and it was a tricky little judgment to get there. He just finished slightly the wrong side, and like we decided ourselves there, he was going to play the little jabby hold with the cue ball and overcut it onto the jaw, and Acero's not sitting good here. This is another one he's going to have to dig out.
Yeah, this was not good position here.
Oh, he's well away from that. I don't even know that he played the pot. It's so bad.
No, he was trying to make it, but no joy. And I think he can shoot this.
I think he can overcut this. I think it's far too thin.
Well, I think he just puts a little right English on it and throws it in. I think that's what he'll do.
Well, it's touch and go that he might overcut this like that. Commentator's eye again, but
He was
it's
he
a
was
good
playing
safety.
safe.
You
No,
think
he
so?
was
I
playing.
think.
Oh yeah. No, at the speed he hit that, he was definitely playing safe.
Tried to play a game of 9-ball on pub table, game crash. Oh, don't give Steve any more bad news. He's wrecked a complete game, hasn't he, Romario? We know that. We've found out these bugs that's been happening. But he's going to tell us all the fixes he's done once we're finished this. That's what he said. This needs to get lucky.
Yeah, he shot at that, and he's going to pay.
Now, again, you just want to hold the cue ball for the 9, don't you? But the problem with that is you're just having to dig in a wee bit here. Or, I mean, if you start letting the cue ball run out here, the angle's not good. So he's got to hold this. And that's right in the heart of the pocket. Perfect. He's redeemed himself there with that shot. Oh, he doesn't want to go too far, though. Oh, no, he's not on the point, is he? Oh, no, he's well away from it. But it's the blind pocket cut. Far Josh where you want to aim. Like that. So now we are halfway home after 97 minutes. 11-4. And Steve's having a fit. Goodness me. Get the paramedic in. And a ball in the break again. 1 ball comes out. And 9 balls hanging. And there is a 4-ball combo on here in the 9. 1 onto the 4, onto the 6, onto the 9. You cannot miss it. You can't miss that in a month of Sundays. A blind man with a wooden leg and a guide dog would never miss this. But he needs to get lucky with the 1, and he needs a little brush in the 10. And he can still cut this.
The things are going well when that happens.
He's going to take a big chunk of the 4, though, doing that.
Yeah, but the
and
5,
the 2 ball. Oh, how's that 2 ball sitting? He's trying to duck, and that's well played.
Yeah, 2 balls not good.
See, whatever you're eating, Steve, it's not agreeing with you.
I'm slowly dying here.
Well, that could have turned out worse than that, I'll tell you. From Acero, he'll be happy with that outcome. And this is not a bad effort either from Cobra. That is very well played. So only 3 days left, folks, to get into the straight pool World Championships. I don't know how many he's in because I haven't looked for about a week or two. I haven't actually paid a great deal of attention to the sign-ups, but I'm pretty certain there's still loads of seats left. Because after today, that's the next one we'll be focusing on. So you don't want to do something crazy here and bump the 1 across towards the 2 and 5. Got the hit. And again, that could have finished a lot worse than that. That is not bad.
You're just going to get hooked again here.
Yeah, I don't think there's any. Well, I mean, there's a pot on it the side, but you know what value you get out of that? You've got a 2 and 5 that are going nowhere.
I don't know what he's taking so long for. Shoot the 1 into the 6 and draw this back behind the 2-5. Something like that. Well, he didn't get there, and he
And
sold out.
He's broke the two out. He's broke the two out. What a fatal mistake that is. Well, it will be if Acero can take advantage. He was trying to tuck away behind that 2 and 5. Got the bump. 1 ball came into play. 2 ball is in play. And it's all yours, Acero, if you want it enough. Yeah, Steve's, obviously, he's gorging on something that's going down the wrong windpipe. And now he's going silent, and now I'm worried. That cue ball needs to keep running. It's dying, this cue ball. It has died. Oh, dear. Well, he's calling 8, but this is going to be one that's got away here for Acero if he doesn't get a roll of the ball this time. Another self-inflicted damage from Acero, and they are mounting up. There are far too many to count now. Welcome to Albinario. Yeah, there's been a lot of errors, and I mean, Acero's had racks with opportunity to get out, and he's found himself in trouble. And this is just another one to the count. Hang on a minute, though. I think he's fine. Yeah, brushed it hard enough. Well, it's a long way back for Acero now, and he had that little bit of assistance earlier on, managed to capitalise on it, get a couple of racks back, 2 in a row, and then I think it's now like, 3 or 4 in a row. I think it's maybe at least 3 in a row now for Cobra, one way or another. Wrong side of the 6, obviously. So he's going to go long into the corner. Now, he's just got to nip into this enough. And that's perfect, as long as he doesn't get himself dead straight. And he's just a bit straighter than he would have liked. So now he's going to have to punch it a wee bit.
Where's the cue ball going?
He had to punch it. He played the draw to play it aside. Why didn't he just play the punch? Well, that's another pretty numpty shot from Cobra.
That's a 2-game swing there. That one really hurts.
Is the paramedics here yet, Steve?
God, I'm slowly dying.
Right, tell the folks what you've been gorging on that's caused this medical emergency. I think that's dry.
All inhaling your food. Albinario.
Right.
Albinario's written against Cobra. But this isn't over yet. I mean, that was just a 2-game swing.
This is an easy safety. Cut that, overcut it in behind the 7. He's going the other way. I would have played it the other way. But anyway, he couldn't have left it any more awkward than that. Right over the 7, thin edge of the 1. 6 balls stopping the cue ball, I think.
He's going to shoot at it. Might as well here.
Oh, this has got ugly very quickly.
Well,
here
the thing about this
Acero.
is, as long as you make a good hit on the 1, there's a good chance you're getting safe, whether you make the ball or not. Oh, he's kicking at it. He's not even going for the edge.
5 ball.
He had the edge there. I guess he just didn't like shooting at it.
Right, so we'll give him the 1, we'll give him the 2. He's got to get from the 2 to the 3. 4 ball middle of the table. 5 ball down the rail. It's all about cue ball.
Yeah, I mean, everything's out and
Usual
open.
story.
He's just got, he's got a little bit of back and forth up and down here. Yeah, Cyril's just not been able to get much going in the way of continuity.
Yeah, but again, too much self-inflicted stuff going on for him. That's
He had
been
that,
played
yeah,
its part.
he had that 1-3 rack run, and then other than that, it's been really not so good.
Now, how tight's that 5 ball? I never looked. Let's have a quick look. Oh, not the 5 ball, 3 ball. It's well off the rail. No problem. Now, he doesn't want to come down the table too far unless he comes down and back up. Well, he's showed sense there.
Well, that's
Yeah.
more like, you know, you'll see people in real life hit that kind of shot where they're not gonna take the chance of dinking it.
No, it's just a bit. It's just a bit on the thin side for comfort, but he can drag the pace off it, which is what he's doing. He's trying to just drag this in to kill the pace off the cue ball, so he's still got a comfortable cut, and that's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Now he has to get the little dig to come across.
Yeah, this is simple.
Oh, look who's arrived.
Where's the cue ball going?
All good. Nuclear forces has been extinguished. 4 hours. Well, that's very nice of Steve. He's given him 3 kisses.
Is that what those are?
Well, that's what we would interpret them. Hang on a minute. Cobra's in another brain fart here. That deserves a wiggle. He's not happy.
I'm not sure what the heck that was.
I mean, you keep saying you've got all the open table. You make sure you're well out of the mix there. You don't get involved with the 10 or the 9. And what does he do? Stick himself behind the 10.
I think he's going to try to jump this.
Well, this could be another lifeline here for acero. We might as well have a dig at the jump and catch that 8, but he's not prepared to have a go at it. I think his odds are far better when I go at the jump than doing this.
If you're good at billiards, this is not that hard a shot, really. I mean, if it was Efren shooting that, I'd give Efren at least 50-50 of kicking it in.
Well, this is unexpected as far as acero's concerned. What's he going to do to try and mess this up? He's got to roll this 9 in. Is he going to just roll it in and play the 10 past the side pocket? Well, in fact, he's dead straight now. I don't think he's got much option unless he starts doing the big escape route thing. No, he isn't. So now the angle is inside the 10 ball, so there's no way he should be catching the knuckle here. No way should he be near the knuckle on that side pocket. So there is a lifeline given on a plate by Cobra.
He's gaining. He was down 8. Now he's only down 5. You know, he is gaining, but he's going to have to play better. I mean,
these balls in the break have to start going in, though, and he ain't getting any joy there. And, of course, the 1 ball is in wide open country again, and the cue ball's going the right direction for the 2. Run onto the 7, maybe. I don't know whether he's going to catch the 7, but he should be good in the 2. He's got nothing to do and just let the cue ball run.
Yeah, he just needs to maintain angle on the 2.
Oh, he's well away from the 7. The angle was a lot better than I thought it was.
Yeah, the angle's okay. I mean, more would have been better, but that's okay.
But that isn't his problem. The problem's up here. And the 3 ball is well tucked away. He's just trying to come down, and that pace is perfect. That is lovely. That is absolutely spot on the money Little jab along the rail, back out for the 4.
Dry breaking's killing the Acero.
Yeah.
That's what he cannot do.
Yeah, and that's why he's not getting into any sort of, you know, well, if you want to call it rhythm, you know, get that rack one when he wasn't expecting a rack and following it up, but he can't get the follow-up. So that's making it so tough to get back into this. And at the moment, all he can rely on is these unexpected mistakes from Cobra. There's not going to be an awful lot of them, but he got one there in the last rack, but he's not getting any benefit on the break at all to try and help his game. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Oh, goodness me. What the hell is he trying to What the hell is he trying to do here? I'll tell you, he leaked a little there, Cobra. I can guarantee you there was a bit of gin coming out both ends there. And this 8-ball is no gimme. He's going to have to go 3 rails here, isn't he? And get up top side. I don't think he's got much of an option. He's not going to try and baby this in and play it past the side pocket. He's got to get this cue ball running. I'm sure he has to do that. Is he just going to nursemaid this in? He's got to spin it up. Yeah, that's a shot.
You don't really want to be straight in, though.
Yeah, you don't want to be straight. And yeah, that is as straight as you can get it.
Yeah, well, he's going to just have to take the shot from there. Just stop it and shoot that. You can go forward here, but he's straight enough that going forward is risky.
I think he'll just make sure he's nowhere near the 10 and cut this 9. Just stop the cue ball where it is. Well, he's letting it run out to try and give him a shallower angle.
Yeah, that's not bad spot at all. So, you know, this is probably going to go around.
Yeah, he's going to take 10 ball into the same pocket. He's got to hit it, though. And that's perfect. That's lovely. He's going to go a wee bit more, but again,
yeah, well, you
be comfortable enough.
You take that every time.
So the lead goes to 6. And these are the ones that will hurt, because if Cobra can get the follow-up again, and you know he's pinched another 2 racks away from Acero. Good evening to Mooncake. I was going to say welcome to the party, but I don't think Acero will tell you it's much of a party. And Cobra's break is dry. And of course, when you've got a 12-6 lead and you come up dry, there's nothing better than leaving the table like this where he's stuck behind a 7 with no shot.
This is a difficult push here because
it's a 1-ball rack again, Steve. I mean, you get the 1 ball, you're out. Simple as that.
Yeah, you could kick at it right now. I mean,
why doesn't he push down onto the bottom diamond here? I mean, is he going to leave a cut?
I'd be tempted to kick at it right now. Well,
I'd stick the cue ball there because he's not got a cut in the one that side. I would sit it this side. Just sit it there. You could end up stuck behind the 10 ball, though, if he was going to roll through.
Yeah, I mean, he could leave the edge. Yeah, that's no good. And the reason why that's no good is
he's left him too close to it, hasn't he?
You're way too close to it.
Yeah.
B, he's got shots, safeties. He's got tons of options. I mean, that's no good.
Now, if you bump the 1 ball to the rail and you go up to the short rail, well, he's played the cut. I mean, what a shot that was.
Yeah,
I didn't think he was contemplating a cut, but I tell you, got the drag into the cue ball there to avoid the scratch.
Now he's probably going to play safe. So he's got a safety where he can put him on the 8 and take the 2 to the rail. It's a little touchy. He's going to thin this 2. I'm not sure what he's trying to do here. Just use the 9. I didn't think he'd get him. He didn't. But, you know, this is not terrible because, you know, he's got a bank shot on the 2, which I think he almost has to shoot. He doesn't. He plays
No,
safe
that's no
instead.
good. That's no good. That is no good.
I'm kind of surprised he just didn't bank the 2
Well,
ball.
that's handed it in a plate to Cobra here. I mean, join the dots.
Let's see.
Exercise
Mooncake
here.
asks, Acero not playing well or Cobra playing too good? I would put it in the Acero not playing well camp because Cobra's giving him plenty of chances.
Oh, Cobra's made his mistakes. Far too many for his liking.
And Acero hasn't had the break going, which has really hurt him too.
Yeah. That sort of sums it up. And that safety that he played there, that's another factor. He's just he's not come up with good safeties like that. That was no good.
The reason I was saying shoot the bank shot is because he didn't really have any kind of easy safe off that edge. You shoot the bank shot, and you might still get safe.
You might get lucky, and you might get very good. But what he chose as alternative was simply no good. Oh, wow! How long did that sit over the pocket before it dropped?
Oh, look where the cue ball ended.
Oh, he's stuck behind the 9 as well. I never even noticed. I'm too busy looking at the replay. Oh, dear, that's a complete disaster. Well, here you go again, Acero. You're looking like you're going to be able to steal another rack here.
Well, he needs to steal the rack and then break and run 2 or 3 because...
Exactly. He needs something to change for him. And I think maybe a good idea would be changing the break. You know, it's not been working for him, so you change up. Go to something else. Anything's better than what he's been doing.
Okay, is it going to roll up on this ball?
Oh, hang on.
Well, it's not going to do him a lot of good because you can get to it.
Well, having said that, Acero's maybe developing an art and finding ways and not to get out here. He's got to make sure he sticks himself in the rail for this 8 ball.
Yeah, it's been a rough go for Acero, and you know.
Well, I don't like this angle either. For a start, I mean, he could have made this a lot easier. Now he's got to get this cue ball moving. Unless he's just going to roll through and lead. I mean, there's no room to get to that 8 ball there unless he gets really low, and he's gone low and he's got there. Just.
Well, Acero has not played Cobra this tournament. And sometimes players just don't gel correctly with other players. You know, it's like sometimes it's hard to play certain guys. And oh boy, this is crazy.
Oh, I'll tell you something. I don't know what the hell is going through his head because this is ended up handing it back in a plate here.
Well, he's got to remember the 10 spots because he could hook himself here too. Well, the cue ball's going to want to go.
I think right now that's the least of his worries. He needs to get the thing in for a start.
But you got to be worried about that. I mean, you got to think about that and say, I'm putting the cue ball where I can't be hooked, and I have a shot on the 9.
Well, the 9, if he gets the cut angle right, the 9's coming back into the table for a start. The 9 is coming off that short rail back into the table.
Well, he's doing the right thing and taking his time on this shot.
Well, he's played it a good way. Yeah. He's got a shot. Yeah. Now he's got to just drop this dead weight, play this into the side, or does he jab in and come up and play it into this corner? He's coming up.
Ferdy Pagdan Gannon. Ferdy Pagdan Gannon. That's got to be a Thai name, doesn't it?
Well, who? Oh, the guy that's come into the name.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Acero overcut the 10.
Oh,
unbelievable. Told you he's left himself a dodgy cut. And that's a rack that was his every day of the week, and then it all went pear-shaped. He came out, got nowhere good in the 9, had to play the combo.
and then finished a bit too high on the 10, had to play the cut, and the rest is history.
He almost missed this
Cobra
one.
he almost hung it up as well. But it doesn't matter as long as they drop. And it's 13-6, and Cobra's heading away into the distance. But again, it's just more evidence of the self-inflicted damage from Acero.
Yeah,
You'd have put money
for
on him getting
Acero,
out every day of the week.
This has been his worst match of the tournament, and this
Cobra's
is when he needed his best.
Cobra's convinced the pockets are getting smaller.
Well, he didn't make a ball, but I don't think he left a shot.
Well, you can get crazy and try and come across and beyond the 2 into this bottom right-hand corner and bank the 1.
The shot here has come off the top of the 1, hit the 1
no, he can't see the 1.
Straight into the end rail, and the cue ball will come over there behind the 3-8-10.
Yeah, I thought he could see the 1, but he can't see anything of it.
He's called it, but you really don't want to make this. You want
the
to try to play
scratches on off
safer.
the back of this. Did he call the 1? That's a beautiful shot. Now he needs a bump, and he ain't got that.
See, that was the reason you didn't want to try to make that. It was hard to get on the 2, and he doesn't have a whole lot.
Well, the bank's on.
I don't know. It's close with a kiss. Maybe he can make it. Maybe he can make it what you would call a triple. I think it's he's gonna call it.
Mm-hmm.
It's tight getting the cue ball out of the way is the problem. For the triple, it's not, but for the normal 1 rail.
Oh yeah, got a double kiss there. Yeah, got a double kiss.
See, he could have cut it thinner and played the 2 rail bank.
Well, it's obvious it's going to be the 3-9 combo to follow. This is just a little roll-in dead weight, I think. I don't think he'll do much more than that and leave that. He wants to get off the rail, though.
Well, you can't keep that on the rail. The problem is holding it.
He's come out too far for comfort, but he should still get this.
Yeah,
now, he has to think about 2 things here. He has to think about the cue ball for a start.
He's got the 5 and the 10 to hook himself with.
Yeah.
And if he hits this funny, the 3 could run away.
And he's
that's
good.
Perfect. So it's looking like it could be 14-6. And
well, we are 2 hours into this match. We thought it might be 3 hours, but it might not be. It's all up to Acero. And he's needing more than medical assistance here. He's maybe needing some sort of breakdown from Cobra, I think.
Oh, you're gonna wham this one. This is a hard stun with a little bit of English.
Watch the 7 ball. Oh, he's well away from that, but I think he's forgot about the 5. I think he's forgot about the 5.
I don't know what he's doing.
He's definitely annoyed.
I think he was just trying to leave the cut on the 5. I would have whammed that thing every time.
Yeah, he had to. The only thing, if he's playing it right, the only thing that came into play was the 7 ball that he might have been worried about, but he was nowhere near that. So now it's a very thin cut. The 8 ball is very much in play. He's trying to cut the 5 and cue ball's gone. And here we go again, Acero. How the hell are you going to mess this up?
Well, he's been finding ways. I mean, it's just been...
I mean, even I'm running this table, and there's people who vouch that I might get out in this table. I might get out in this table. And this is like, back to square one. I wonder if he's going to have the sense to change up this break. I mean, if I'm Acero, something's telling me I'm not getting any luck in the break, so I'm going to change something up. Or is he just going to be blinkered and stick with the same game plan that's getting him nowhere? Move the cue ball over to the far left or right side. Do something. Here we go with the cut again. It's a blind pocket cut. however you want to describe it, but you don't want these. But he's got it. Now let's see whether he's going to do something and change up here. He's been breaking down the middle all day. Just like this, and getting nothing.
Lost that.
No.
And he has had some breaks that were good.
Yeah. Well, there's another one. Oh, something's dropped. Something's
he controlled
gone.
the cue ball well, and
No shot.
He didn't come up with the greatest shot, but he's probably going to just shoot the bank. I mean, it's an easy bank. I think I'd be shooting this too.
Probably easier than the safety, I think, because you know the 5 balls sort of interfere with play.
Yeah, it's sitting kind of funny for the safe. You could thin the left side and go back and forth and get them on the 6-7. You know, thin the left side of the 1 and the 5. I mean, that safety's there. But if you feel good about this bank, you shoot it because it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and you're guaranteed a shot in the 2. Nailed it. Absolutely dead center.
Yeah, I mean, if the bank was a funny angle, then you definitely would have played that safety.
Right, so no problem with the 2. Cue ball needs to come out so he can get into this 3 ball and get good in the 4. 5 balls down the rail. Now the 6 ball.
Yeah, see, this is the right thing to do. Leave yourself the angle and just go up and down. Don't try to do anything with the cue ball. This is just natural. This
well,
is
he's got to be out here.
Up and down.
How's this going to go wrong? He's got to get out of here. Oh, well, commentator's curse.
Commentator curse right there. You just did it to him.
I mean, look at that.
Did it to him. Oh, phew.
I mean, how are you doing stuff like this, Acero? I can't believe that. I mean, that's the worst miss of the day, into the side pocket. And more importantly, look at the cue ball. Look where the cue ball's sitting for the 4. That's a terrible shot. But he lives again, though. I mean, he got lucky there with the way that 3 ball finished. That's the only good thing that came out of the shot.
Let's see if he knows this safety. So this is, again, 2 rails with the 3 onto the end rail. And typically you would hit this with left English and take the cue ball around the corner. Try to bring it down near the 5. You probably don't get the hook, but you play to put the 3 ball on the end rail.
So you're cutting it. Yeah, you're cutting it onto the rail, across the rail. Yeah.
He don't know that shot. So he's going to play a shot that probably should get him hooked on the 6. I mean, this is...
No,
I'm putting the dude on the 6 every time from here, just forward with right angle, spin it back over there.
I think he's worried that the 4 ball's in his way here to do this.
It's not. You've got to go more straight to the rail and then use the spin to bring it over.
And let the spin do it. Yeah, he looks like he's drawing stuff. He's drawing stuff here.
He's shooting this, is what he's doing. He's shooting at this shot.
Is he? No, he's cutting it, yeah. He's going to get lucky as well, I think. It's going to land in top. No, it isn't. It's coming short. But again, big thin cutting the 3.
I would have been playing safe there every single time. No, this is a little harder to get there. You have to play more of a side-to-side safe and use the 7 ball. He's going to shoot this, which I think is a good idea because it's a pretty easy shot, actually.
Oh, am I adding drama? I'm getting excited.
He hit that a little too hard, didn't he?
Yeah. Well,
what the heck was that?
I mean, now he's in trouble because he's going to have. I mean, let's look at the 4 for a start. I mean, that's thin to cut. He can cut it. He's bound to have a shot in the 5.
I didn't get that. The shot on the 3 wasn't that thin. I mean, he didn't need to hit it. The object ball to the pocket.
Yeah, that's just asking. 1 too many, and there we go again. Acero has his chance, and he's blown it again.
He's just gone goofy in this match. I mean, this is not his normal game. I was wondering if Cobra was going to try to hook himself. He thought about it.
Well, for a start, he has to leave an angle here. He needs any sort of angle in this 6 ball. He just doesn't want to be bolt straight on it. And that'll do. That's perfect. Just a little dig back for the 7 into the same pocket. 8 ball's fine. And it's going to be 14-7. What was it? This is the biggest lead in the match now. 7 racks, isn't it? I think it is.
No, it was 9-1.
Oh, right. Aye, it was 9-1, right. Well, it's getting back to a 9 rack lead or an 8 rack lead. It won't be far off it. And more self-inflicted damage from Acero. That's what's cost him. The brake's bad enough, but the fact that he's not changing the brake is even worse.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he's disappointed in how he's played. It's just, it's one of those things you don't play good all the time.
The thing is, all the way through this tournament, I've been desperate to watch Acero, and now I'm disappointed.
He's played some good matches.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking forward to watching this. Well, I still am, because anything can happen. You never give up. As long as you hang in there, I think that's dry but safe, is it?
Yeah, I mean, Cobra's getting rolls too.
Yeah, and that's what's been happening far too many times as well. Cobra's broke dry, and when he has broke dry, it's been like this. Acero's not had a sniff of anything.
Now, you could do something like push down there on the end rail and leave him edge. And I'm talking down by where all the balls are. Because he's going to have to do something. This side of the table is not such good to push to because there's too much. See, if you're going to push to an end rail, it was the other end rail.
Well, this is no good. I mean, this is just a hole through, and the two, you go through into the gap, you get the two into the side.
He's going to shoot this. But even if he got him in a different spot, he would have had a lot of safety options.
He just has to let the cue ball follow through. I think, let me look at the angle. I don't think he's running into the 6. I think he's just going to let this run through and he'll have a shot at the 2 in the side.
Yeah. Or he could play some kind of safe, like all he has to do is cut it a little more and roll behind the 7.
This is too much of an invitation, but he is playing it safe. He is playing it safe because he didn't hit it enough to get in the 2. Obviously, that was definitely a safety.
Yeah, and not a great one because you got a shot where you can kick safe here on the 1. He's going to try to stick this, I think. He didn't get the stick, but it's not bad. Yep, he's got him.
Yeah,
that wasn't a great safe by Cobra. Leaving that kick's just too easy.
Call in the pocket, which again, a lot of people forget to do. Just call a pocket, for goodness sake. You never know. And he might be getting a roll here. Is he in the gap? He's in the gap.
Got the window here.
So here we go again. How often have we been at this stage where Acero comes to the table? He's got a shot now, and he's got a table at his mercy.
Now, I would...
I think this is a wee bit dodgy looking.
Well,
you get enough of that to get out of there?
You got to just roll it past the 7. Trying to draw this is asking for trouble. Yeah, see, I don't like that shot. I would have just rolled it past and taken a little cut angle on it.
Well, that's the least of his troubles. Again, the problem's not the 2; it's finding a way to the 3 ball because
he's going to shoot the 2 in the corner, or that's what I would be doing here. He's got the whole pocket.
Does it? Oh, it does go. Yeah. I never thought of that. I thought he was covered by the 4 there, but he's fine.
He doesn't have the rail. He didn't need it. Okay, so see if Acero can get another game. Now the question is he going to get to double figures?
Yeah, well, let's say nothing and leave it to him, see whether he can find a way out. Now, again, is this just come below the 5, play the 5 up table? Does the 6 go past the 7 into that left side if it comes to it?
You got your
yes,
choice.
It does.
I'd draw this past the side pocket probably. He looks like he's going to play it down the other end of the table. They're both good.
Right. Now, this is where he's going to have to just let it run forward, let the cue ball run forward far enough. I don't think he's catching the corner, the middle pocket there, is he?
It's close.
Oh, he's trying to hold it for the corner. I wouldn't have played that. Because now he's in dodgy territory again.
Yeah, it's kind of a funny little angle here.
Watch that side. He's not going to. He's just going to. I think he's just going to let this run out here and do nothing with the cue ball, because if you start jabbing stuff, there's side pockets involved. That's well played. And his perfect angle to get on the 8.
Couldn't have come out much better than that.
Off the rail. Now again, little jab. Avoid the 10 ball, just drop behind it. Now, here we go again. I'm asking the question of acero again. Are you going to change up your break? Or are you going to stick with straight down the middle? If anything, just for a bit of variety. I'm fed up looking at this. Corner ball. See if that will go in. Nope. 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 Same result, but this time I think he's had a little bit of a rub. He's left no shot in the 1. So that's the one good thing that's come out of it.
So you may kick at this. You got a couple choices. You could kick to make it. He's playing safe here.
Yeah, he's calling the pocket just in
But
case.
you know,
but I think
this you don't want to kick at that high a speed. You want to control it.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's a superb shot. That has worked out absolutely perfect. That's well executed, the right pace, and nailed him behind the 3. Well, not quite nailed, but is good enough. Good enough. He's having to kick. Oh, hang on a minute. He's had a little rub there as well. Yes, he has.
Worked out well.
Now, if
he's gonna have to either try to kick this in, or he's got a little masse he can kick behind the 1 and try to get safe. You know, if you can get it past the 5, he's got a chance to be safe. See what he decides to do. He's going to shoot at it.
Going up and down, is he? Yep,
yeah,
he's going up and down.
This you can't really go 2 rails on. You got to go straight to it. Hit it pretty good, but not good enough.
Well, there's no way he's playing a 1-2 combo here, I don't think. I think he's just going to try and tuck it along the rail and head for cover. That's what I'd be doing. I mean, you've got to get the length of the cue ball here. You've got to get the distance here. Well, he's got the distance. He hasn't got the cover, but again, this is tough because it's right on the rail, trying for that thin edge.
I mean, this isn't that bad. I mean,
now if he gets good at this, he can tuck this away. Oh, he's caught it thick.
Still going to get something. He's not
going
to
hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. He's left a cut on here. There's half a pocket there.
Yeah, he could shoot at this.
Now, if he gets this to the jaw, it might go off the 2.
Yeah, it's a little tricky getting position. The 1 ball is going to go to the other side of the 9.
Oh,
I think he's just playing safe.
Yeah.
And this is...
that 1 goes in. He can get the kick off the rail, cut it in.
Yeah, and I think he's going to have to draw this. He's going to hit the 2 for sure. It might go in off the 2, but I think you really want to draw this a little off the rail to get it to open up a little. If I'm looking at it the right way. Yeah. See, he needed the draw to make that 1.
Right. So acero with a table and with... Well, I say there's problems ahead here. Looking at where the 4 ball is, the 4 ball's fine. You can get to that. You've just got to get the angle that's going to allow you some way to get to this 5 ball, whether it be on this side, which is a bit tight, or more than likely this side where you've got to get through, and there's loads of room to get on that 5. As long as you get the
Not
right
at all.
angle in the 4.
But I would have drawn the ball back up the table and gotten closer. Not that this won't work, but it's a lot harder to get the right angle on the 4
Yeah.
when you have this distance. I don't know why he didn't draw the ball up closer to the 3.
Yeah, this is making his life more difficult because he might not be having as good an angle as what he requires to get in. And he's dug into the cue ball. The angle's taking him into the 6 and 7. Maybe not. I think if he just babies this, he can go. I think he's plenty of room.
I think he can get past the 7 ball.
I think you're right. I think he's very good. I think he's fine. Yeah. Now there's a problem. He's gone a bit too far. And he maybe need to try and bump that 8 if he can.
You're going to have to draw this, play it off the 9 and the 8. It's kind of like a little stun shot where you're going to hit the 5, the 9, and then roll it to 8.
This is tricky.
Now, you don't want to hit it real hard either, just kind of a minimal stun shot. Now, he didn't hit the 9. He was able to avoid it.
Perfect. That's worked out. A dream.
Yeah, so it's looking like Acero's going to be only 5 games back all of a sudden. And
well, he's been in this situation earlier in the match, though, Steve, so he has to get that momentum going.
Yeah, he still has time to win this match, though. I mean, this is not by any means over.
Well, you've just got to come down the right side, or are you going to come down the short side in this 10 ball? You've got to make your decision now. Down in the short side, avoids the scratch risking in the side pockets.
He's not going short side.
No, he's just getting out into the table.
Well, it's just natural to go that way. It's always better to go the natural way.
Now he has to get the cut.
You want to always go where the cue ball wants to go.
Where the cue ball wants to go,
unless it's a bad play. Sometimes where the cue ball wants to go isn't good. But in that case, it was. So he's down by 5 now, and he's breaking. Boy, if there's ever a time he needed to make a ball and get a shot.
No change there. And same result. 3 ball, thought about it. And cue ball in the middle of the table.
And he sold out. Yeah.
And the 1 ball's on, 2 ball into the side, 3 into the corner, 4 into whatever you want to put it.
That's
5
a
ball
sellout
wide
break.
open.
That's a sellout break right there. You know, I'm really good at this break. I got this kind of break down.
Hang on a minute. Yeah, he's got there.
This is pretty much a connect the dots kind of rack.
Yeah.
This is what difficult here.
This is what makes it hurt even more. He's just got a couple of racks back there, and now back to square one. Dry break. Perfect table, more or less, for Cobra, and Cobra will administer the punishment.
Well, the hardest shot Cobra has is this one right here. After this, it's all easy.
Well, I think he's well away from running into traffic. The only thing he would do daft is, he's making sure he's well short, but he's just trying to do something daft, but he's got away with it. I think I would have played it a bit harder than that to make sure I come out of there.
Yeah. Now, this is pretty standard here. So, yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to go wrong from this point.
Well, you want to have the right angle in the 5, so you're either going off the long rail and cutting across to the 6, or cutting the 5 in and dropping in behind the 6, if you know what I mean from the...
I'm giving him this rack and going to the bathroom.
Yeah, he's going the other way. You just got to be careful with the pace. You don't want to let the cue ball leak out. And he's well away from that. Good evening to Jose. Welcome. Oh, I'm absolutely starving, I'll tell you. I don't know what I'm going to have, but I'll have lots of it, whatever I'm going to have. I got home today And when I got home, the only thing I had the time for is a cup of coffee and a couple of buns. Because I wanted to get the football on and watch the football. And then, of course, by the time the football was over and stuff like that, I didn't have time to make anything to eat. So I am ravenous. I think he's left himself a bit dodgy in this 8-ball, by the way. Very dodgy. So remember, this is Cobra going for his 12th Virtual Pool 4 World Championship title, which would take him to 5 behind Albinario in the overall rankings. Acero was going for his second major title after having won, I think it was a 2022 straight pool. But it's a tall order for him to get this one, and Cobra's overcooked the cue ball. Has he? No, he hasn't. He's fine. Well, when this match is over, Steve has got a few bits of update information to tell us about and various fixes he's still to do, so it might be worthwhile hanging around and not bailing out. So Cobra gets himself onto 15. He can see the finish line now. And he also comes up with a ball in the break. He's got a choice to make here. The banks are open on this one ball. If he wants to try cutting it back, if he wants to just cut it with loads of right English, he can cut it down towards that 5 and tuck over here towards the 4, which is what he's trying. And the commentator's eye is never wrong. That's perfect.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. I called it, he played it, and well, he left a feather. Oh, wait a minute, hang on a minute. He hasn't hit a rail. What another disaster.
Wow.
He brushed the edge of the one, never got it to the rail, never got the cue ball to the rail.
Well, the good news is he can shoot the. I don't like it. Yeah, he's going to play safe. So he's going to get another chance.
Now, hang on a minute.
He's lucky he didn't leave a shot.
Why can't he pot the 1?
Because it doesn't go by the 5.
Aye, it does. You get a bus past that 5 ball.
I don't know. It doesn't look like it. He's looking at the billiard. The problem with this is coming up with a shot on the 1.
That 1 ball goes past that 5 ball every day of the week, in my eyes. Then again, I wouldn't trust what I say. I think he's played the right shot. He's not even
going to play the billiard. He's just going to play safe, and that's not really that good.
Well, so, I think it is pretty good, because if you're going to play the edge of this one, you're simply bringing it into play, aren't you? You're going to open things out here.
He's got the 7, 8, and 6.
Unless he can get cover, that is. Well, he's played it soft enough.
He didn't get past the 7.
Yeah.
He needed to get past the 7, and but it's a question of where he's going to be after this, and in a worse spot, unfortunately for Acero. Because he no longer has an edge. And yeah, so you got to hit this with speed. I don't think there's a dink. He's trying to play a dink. I don't know about this.
That's just going to leave this open.
Well, no, he did get it by.
Oh, no, he's got it perfect.
That's a great shot. That was pretty tough to get the 1 ball by the 5.
Yeah,
that was a great shot.
Very well done. Now Cobra's he's blocked off the rail with this 5 ball. He can't get to the line. No, wait a minute. He's going to. Yeah, he can get it. He can spin it up.
He can get it, but this is
2 rails into the back of it.
He may try to push the 10 ball over on top of the 9.
Oh, I'm surprised he's not just playing the two-railer into the back of the one at dead weight pace. He should be fine.
Yeah, he's thinking about it.
No, he's just going straight. That's never getting there, is it?
That's going to hit the 5.
Yeah, it's never getting there. Well, that's a mistake. Although I think he still hasn't left a pot on. Oh, no. No, he can't get there. Can't get there.
But he could probably shoot the 1 by the 5, although it's going to brush the 5.
No way you're doing anything with that one ball there. It's not going to any pocket.
Do something off the edge. This is no good trying to go to this edge.
Oh,
though.
this is a tricky touch here. This just try to nip it
Boy.
and not do anything with this one ball and try to just.
Yeah, that was tough.
I suppose. I mean, the fact that you haven't left a pot on is probably what the best thing you can set up there.
He's going to try to put him on the 4 ball here. That's the play, and I think he's got a pretty good chance at this. I mean, it wants to go behind the 4 ball here.
He's not got a lot of room. Has to get this thin.
Oh, he didn't hit it. He didn't hit it. See, it's running perfect. So acero should try to get it behind the 4 now.
Well, again, this is a risky shot because again, you're going to bump this one ball into play, knocking the 5 out the way if you take that risk.
He's not going to do it either. So now he's going to play on the 5 ball, just a dink, and he didn't get it. Now he's going to be sorry. He's going to be hooked on this 5. He's going to be locked on the back of this 5 ball. I don't know. You don't want too much English there. He backed off it. Yeah, that's good.
No.
Yeah.
Well, it's an easy hit.
Yeah.
And the obvious thing here is if you don't get this one ball somewhere safe.
Well, you can get this cue ball behind the 5. Yeah. See, he's trying to suck him back behind the 5.
Well, that wasn't a bad effort, but in that one ball, I think it's married to the rail. That's perfect dead weight, almost.
It's not married, but the problem with shooting this is not making it. It's getting a shot on the 2.
Yeah.
But you can shoot this and come straight down table and have a shot on the 2, and he may do that. I mean,
or he could end up hooked one way or another. You never know.
Well, it's just speed. Because it wants to go straight down the table. I mean, really, the only thing you do wrong is probably run into the 4 ball.
Oh, good cut. And that's giving him a shot. He's good to go. Well, just all he has to do here is get into the gap between the 7 and the 6, and he's on the 4. 5 ball is very adjacent, and he should be out.
Yeah, he's got some choices there on how he goes, but yeah, this is not terribly difficult.
Perfect.
Okay, that'll work.
No, this is just a little stopper if you want to leave. Let me have a look at what the angle is. Yeah, well, he doesn't want to really stop it that much because he doesn't want it to be too straight, though, does he? Yeah, well, he could just draw to the rail.
He'll just roll forward. He can just roll this.
Now, you don't want to roll yourself with the cue ball onto the rail, though. No, he's stopping it. Well, he's gone fairly straight, so just a straight draw back.
Yeah.
Or he could go he can go follow and go around the corner. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, he likes to follow the ball a lot. He's like the Filipinos.
He should get away from that 9. Now, this is just a little dink for the 7 into this side pocket here. Just a little dink and let it open out. You've got to get it opening out far enough. See, that's sort of neither here nor there. I don't know that he decided that's where he wanted to go because you wanted it there.
He'll shoot in the corner now.
Now, got to go forward or...
he'll just stop it.
Stop it for the 8 in the other pocket and hang the 7, stun it. See, if he just rolled it in and went forward, he probably would never have hung that up. The stun onto the jaw, they don't go in at that pace. Chance gone. And a table that he should have been out every day of the week. Hang on a minute, this needs to come inside, which it has done, and a little nudge.
He
Perfect.
did a lot of getting funny. It started on the 5 by getting straight into it.
Yeah.
Then he was okay on the 6, but then he underhit it and got a little funny on the 7. And, you know, it's just a lot of little cue ball errors. Eventually,
It's
they'll
like
catch up to you.
Yeah, it's like a snowball effect. It just begins to build. The more out of shape you get, the more tough it gets, till eventually it breaks down. Had he played that just a roll shot, he would have been fine.
Well, that's a big game. Now it's back to 7.
Racks are running out now for acero. Cobra marches ever closer to his 12th major Virtual Pool 4 online title collection. And a ball in the break again. And the one is going to bounce. And he's got a shot. And they're all there. And this is just going to tighten the noose even tighter. Got to let this run around unless he's going to try and cut the 2 up past the 8, is he? He's got to get this running. No, he's trying to nip it back. Is he getting it far enough? Well, this is a cut and a half, if that's what he's doing. But I still think the cut up past the 8 ball is probably easier. Is he going for a thin blast into the side? Look where the 4 ball is. He's got to get to that 4 ball if he's going to do that. To me, the easier shot is to try and cut the 2 and spin this cue ball up and try and get down, 2 rails to get to the 4. Let's see if that I think is the game plan. Yeah, and again, the commentator's eye's never wrong. He's absolutely plumb perfect. Couldn't have played that any better.
This looks a lot like 17-9.
Again, he could run this 3 rails here just to get out into the table. If the worst came to the worst and ended up straight, he's got a 7-9 combo that he's never going to miss into the side. And if he comes far enough, he's got the 7 up into the corner. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. He's going to be short. Oh, no, it isn't quite as... In fact, the 7 goes past the 9. What am I talking about? And I thought they were straight on. See what happens when you go around instead of 2D. Suddenly the 7 ball goes into the side. I thought they were dead straight into the side. And it's even better than what I thought it was.
Kind of surprised you didn't go forward there. He had enough room to go forward off the long rail.
Well, this is making it slightly more awkward because, again, he's playing it at distance. He's limited what he can do in terms of control of the cue ball. He's only got the top half of it. Thin cut in the 8, cue ball's running loose. But I think you can't sort of chicken out in the shot. You've got to play the shot.
Well,
doesn't want to finish on top of it. If he comes past it, he's fine.
Boy, that took a chance of the cue ball there.
Well, he can thin it into the side and the cue ball will just come over right side for the 10, or he can just, again, he's just having to stun it. And that's risky as well, as we've seen what happens with these pockets. But he's got it clean. And he moves on to 17 unless he scratches or does something crazy.
Well, he made that rack a lot tougher than it looked. Jose's here. Good evening to Jose.
Well, 2 hours and 40 minutes and counting. And had acero been winning as many racks as he had the opportunity to win it, it could be well over 3 hours.
I think acero's given away as many as he's won.
I think he has. I think you're right. I mean, when you count up the opportunities he's had and he just hasn't been able to get the job done, and look at this table. Cobra comes up the dry break, and here we go. Yeah, take a second or two to look. Now, the problem's the 4 ball, obviously.
Yeah, this is not automatic. He's got up and down 2 to 3 to the 4. He's going to have to shoot a combo probably. I mean, this is...
Yeah,
it's nice and spread out, but it's not a connect the dots.
That is far from inviting, that combo.
Yeah, it's not very pretty, especially because you got to get a shot. He's trying to move it, and he does
I think
not.
he tried to get a bump, which was
Well,
a wise move. It was a risk to take, but he
now
never
he's
got
got
any
trouble.
joy.
So you can play this off the rail, you know, top left English, hit rail first, and that will get the cue ball up table. Otherwise, no way. And he's just going to do this and play safe. So this is put it on the 7, bring the 3 ball straight down table. And
he's nowhere near it. He's nowhere near it. It's here we go. Free gift time from Acero.
And does he have an angle? Does he have an angle to get on the 4?
I don't think he's got enough angle to do much with that, has he?
Tough. Well, it's tough with the 10 ball there. He could maybe get there, but it's not easy. I think he's going to try. Yep. He just overhit it, you know. That was a good shot. He just overhit it. It's kind of, you know, just a little difference in cut angle makes a big difference in where that cue ball ends up. So
this will be a wild stroke if he tries to thin this down the rail.
If this was me, I'm going long rail, and try to pull the cue ball back a little towards the 5. You got too many good blocker balls. You know, this is not one you shoot at. He didn't hit it.
I think he's going to get a good roll, though.
No.
Well, reasonable enough. I mean, there's only partial edges hampered with the 8.
He could have cut that more, got it down to the end rail, and brought the cue ball back towards the 5. And that may work. Nope, window again.
Quite got it there.
I just underhit that one again. I mean, just same thing, hit it harder, and let's see what he does here. This is a little trickier getting safe speed-wise. I think he may take this 4 ball to the left. This safety is a little tricky.
Why don't you let me have a look at it from his end?
He might just want to bank this.
I was going to say that. Why doesn't he just bank it and go to the long rail and tuck in?
I think the bank's probably the shot, because none of the safety shots are that easy. See, that safety is just not that easy. I think he's got it, though.
He's played it perfect.
Good shot, yeah. Nice play there.
So Acero in trouble again. Needs to get a roll of the ball. Apart from the fact he needs to get the hit in the 4, but
this one, you can kick safe on this. You kick to the end rail, which isn't great, or you kick to the long rail and get the cue ball coming that way. He just hit a little too thin.
He's left a combo.
He had a chance.
But there's no way there's a combo been played here. This is stick the cue ball there and try and tuck it around the angles, eh?
Yeah, this is for sure stick the cue ball there. The only thing is can you avoid the 5? I think he can. I'm not sure what he's thinking about here.
I think if you stop that there, send the 4 ball around.
He's playing this combo, which I don't particularly like.
Well, he definitely called it. Well, that's well played, but how's his luck? It's no good.
Yeah,
he's going to have to run to the hills here. Very thin edge.
He's got half the equation. But this is a pretty easy safety because where that 5 ball is going to hold the 4, so it doesn't have to be that thin, really.
Now, I'm going to bore people here, but I've been watching quite a lot of these astronomy videos on YouTube. I've got an interesting fact here, just to bore some people while this safety exchange is going on. Do you know that the nearest star apart from our sun, well, it's not one star, it's like 2 or 3 stars in the region. You've got Proxima Centauri, or however you pronounce it, is the nearest star to us apart from the sun. I learned this yesterday. It is 4.24 light years away. And this video was explaining why we'll never see aliens on our planet, while they'll never get to us. And the guy says that the nearest star is Proxima Centauri. Our fastest spacecraft that we've ever developed is the Solar Probe, which travels at 629,000 miles an hour. And if you pointed it in the direction of Proxima Centauri, guess how long it would take to reach there? Have a guess.
2,000 years or something like that.
Give me your answers, guys.
Well, it's easy to figure out because speed of light's what is it, 186,000 miles an hour.
Exactly.
So
it would take 6,600 years to get there. So that's why there's no aliens coming here, because you cannot change the laws of physics, Captain.
well,
They don't even know that we're here. The bubble from our radio waves in 100 years of radio signals is so small in 100,000 light years across galaxy, which we have, that nobody knows we're here. And they cannot break the laws of physics either, no matter what aliens there is and what technology they are. They're never getting here. They're never getting here. You'll never see a UFO, or you will, but it's certainly not an alien spacecraft. Forget about Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It ain't happening. Well, suddenly Acero's got double figures and the scoreboard looks better. He's still 7 behind.
he's going to have to do something special. He's got a ball down. Is he going to get a shot? I think he's got a shot. Does the 1 go? Yes, it does. Not the easiest shot, though, getting on the 2. He's going to have to jack up and spare because
yeah, he's again too close to the rail for comfort.
Forward's no good here. He this is going to have to be stop shot.
I think he'll get himself in trouble if he goes forward. He's got to blast this if he is. He's trying to just nutsmade it in.
Yeah.
And he has done.
Well, that's the VP shot. In real life, you would probably not shoot it like that.
Right. So cue ball wants to come across for the 4, so he has to get there, but he's going to be probably straightish, but he doesn't have to do much for the cue ball. 5 into the side, not a problem. Left side pocket.
Larry, Hugh doesn't know anything about worms. Well, the worms he knows are the ones he gets on his Scottish salmon.
That needs to move. Now, see, ideally he wanted to be straight, so now he's going to play the 5 into the other side or play it long into the corner here. One of the two. He has to make his mind up what he's doing, though. It's more than likely 5 into the side. Needs to come out, needs to go. No, it's going to be 5 into the corner, I think. Yeah, now he's a bit dodgy. Yeah, well...
No, this really shouldn't be a problem, but, he's managed to find a way to screw up a lot of racks.
And now here's another thing about astronomy, just to bore you even more. There's no way that they're going to send anybody to Mars. So get that idea out of your heads. That ain't happening either.
Sure, it's just a matter of spending the money.
No, I can explain why they're not getting to Mars, Steve. And it's all to do with the orbit of Earth and the orbit of Mars. It's a simple thing. And not only that, the biology involved in getting to Mars is a killer. It would take them at least 6 months to get to Mars for a start. And you obviously have to launch at the right time so that the orbit of Mars and Earth are at the closest point. Now, let's assume that they arrived in orbit at Mars and they landed at Mars and they did their thing and everybody cheered. The problem then is coming back home. And the other problem is that the orbit is then changed. They might have to stay in Mars for the best part of a year until the orbit was better to get back to Earth. And all the while that's happening, they're getting bombarded by cosmic rays. Their bone structure is breaking down. They wouldn't be able to walk when they get back to Earth if that ever happens. So they're never getting to Mars. Forget it. I've seen enough of these videos to tell me that. Well, Acero's gone again.
That's not true, Hugh. I mean...
No, he ain't getting to Mars.
You can protect yourself from radiation, and
yeah.
There's a little thing called working out that I know you're not familiar with. But
yeah, but the thing is, Steve, in order to work out, you'd have to have a lead-ridden spaceship, which means that you have to have more fuel to get there.
It doesn't have to be lead to protect yourself. I've
seen these videos. These videos don't lie.
Boy. Of course they don't.
See how you can just twist things and get Steve onto a rant as well. No, they won't be getting to Mars in your or my lifetime, I can assure you that.
Oh, I think they will. Musk has he's got a hard on to go to Mars.
Well, he might go there, but he ain't coming back. Tell you that right now.
Well, they want to colonize it. He wants to colonize it, which is going to be extremely difficult.
He's living in cloud cuckoo land, the guy. Too much money than sense. That's his problem.
Yeah, well, I mean, things don't happen unless you take some chances. And, who would have thought in the 1960s we'd put people on the moon?
Yeah, and there's still people saying that was fake. Well, that's perfect. Perfect cut.
Well, of course, it's the same videos you're watching.
Right, well, 17-11.
Well,
where there's life, there's hope.
Oh,
Is he getting any
joy?
joy?
A lot of balls rolling in the pockets and none going in. God,
one ball thought about it.
The one ball, the 5-ball thought about it in 2 pockets. The 2-ball thought about it. I mean, and it's just
there we say it. The worst possible outcome yet again for acero. 1 ball hanging over the pocket, 2 ball in play, 3 ball middle of nowhere. Not a problem getting to the 3.
That's just tragedy.
He can't get a break.
Yeah, it's been rough for him. I mean, but you got to break well in these matches. I mean, it's, it's opportunities. If the other guy has 5 more opportunities from the break than you do, that's like 5 missed balls. It's huge.
Welcome to Hazard. Hazard, is it true what I was told from Wit about Potman? Is it all true? Because I've said nothing to nobody about what he told me. I've said nothing at all. Now, what the hell is he talking about with this Prezioda et Boton me gusta? What the hell does that mean?
I don't know. I'm just a simple Scotsman. He's going to roll forward and behind the 9-ball here. I think he'll just roll this. If you want to make sure you open this up with English off the rail,
push the button.
Pump the 9-ball. Now he's going to draw this. He's going to stun this. I don't like stunning this.
Uh-oh.
I just didn't like shooting it that way. I thought he should have gone forward with a little left English, come off the rail and pump the 9.
There's no way you're telling me he's played that shot, but he's got away with it again.
He's gotten some rolls this match. There's no doubt about that.
Only 8 likes. What a miserable bunch of people. Only 8 likes. Must be me. It's either you or me that they don't like, Steve. I don't think we should have a vote on it.
Insult them into liking you. That away.
I'll just be happy if I ever get to 1,000 subscribers before I die, and I don't think that's going to happen. Well, here we go again. Ball in hand, and it's going to be 18 racks to 11 in the next 2 minutes.
So
I definitely do deserve so much more, Jose. Yeah, you're right, Jose. I deserve a lot more, don't I? I certainly do.
I think you do.
I blame Steve for this bloody game. It's his fault. I mean, me and Larry's been at this for 20 odd years. It's bloody embarrassing. 20 odd years we've been at this stupid game. I don't know what it is. It's like a bloody disease. It's like a drug. Once you're infected, you can't get away from it.
Oh, you can be addicted to worse things.
Yep. You're to blame, Steve.
Yeah.
Now, this 6-ball's got to be taken care of. He's got to jab this in. Oh, what am I talking about? My eyes have gone. I thought that was I definitely need food. You know why? Because I thought the 10-ball was a 6-ball for a second there. My eyes have totally
It's
gone.
past your dinner time, isn't it?
I am starving. I think the Chinese is gonna get a phone call because I am ravenous. What time is it? Oh yeah, this will be finished in good time. We'll see the end of the snooker as well. I'm for a feed and a half once this is done. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought he was going to land right on top of that 10 there for a second.
Yeah, well, all of a sudden Cobra sped up a little and played in better rhythm and made that look a lot easier. I think Cobra's been a little tight this whole match because he has not really played that well. And sometimes I think he grinds too much.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, he's ground 2 more matches than Acero has.
He's got a ball in, but he does not have a shot. So
he's beaten one of the most dangerous guys in revenge by taking out Spectre Dawn to survive. So, and he hasn't played at his best in the tournament. He's showing good signs, but again, I think we're still forgetting about these pockets. I think that's what's been catching every player out in the tournament.
No, he's got a bunch of plays here. He could push the 2 onto the 9, which I don't particularly like. The shot on the 1's too easy. And that's what he's going to do. I didn't like that play that much.
He's not. I thought it was a push out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I panicked there for a minute, thinking he's not going to hit a rail. I forgot about that.
Let's see if he decides to shoot at this bank.
Well, I think Acero's at the point of no return now. I think he just has to just go for it. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're going to go down fighting. Don't get out with a whimper. Yeah. He might as well have a go.
Well, I think
he hasn't called it though.
Bank. He's gonna bank this in the side.
He's not called it though.
Now he's looking at another shot.
No, he's giving now he's giving it back. Now the onus is on Cobra. Is he going to say, "Well, if you're not prepared to have a go, I'll have a go"? Let's see whether he tries to call his bluff.
I think you bank this at the side because the cue ball is going to run at the 9 too.
Yeah.
She got to put English on this. She's not putting enough English on it. Oh, he's playing safe. That's a terrible safe.
And the cue ball's gone.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give that a 2.
I suppose the saving grace there's the 2 balls, dead. It's going nowhere fast. So, I mean, okay, he's giving up ball in hand, but it's a big ask for Acero to make anything of it.
You kind of got to look for how you're going to play safe off that.
He's going to try. He's going to run at it. I think, is he?
Yeah, he's going to take a blast at it, and this should come out bad.
Where's the cue ball going? Oh,
he hits that 9 ball. He could stick himself on it. So you got a shot here. You draw this back. The 2 ball goes long rail, end rail. You hit the 2 ball full on, then draw the cue ball straight back. Try to get him on the 10.
Now, you don't get anything for likes, Jose, but it does help the YouTube algorithm, is what I've been told.
That was one idea, but he didn't. Hitting the titty was no good.
Well, I suppose it leaves everything safe, doesn't it?
Yeah, it leaves you kicking at balls is what it does.
Yeah, he's going to be down on this same long rail in a minute, I think. Well, now this is hard to judge because if he's going to try and kick up and down, he's got to get the English right to get there. Yeah, and then he's got to get the pace right as well. He has to get this dead weight pace to try and spin onto this 4 ball. 2 ball.
He had an edge of the 2.
Well, has it got the legs?
I don't think so.
It's not got the legs. Well, that's 2 fouls now, isn't it?
Yeah. And here we go again, same thing.
Yeah. Larry says, check your, what's that say there? Check your timeline bar. What does that mean? What? I don't know what Larry's talking about.
Maybe your date's wrong for straight pull. Oh, and there's a foul. And that's a 3 foul, folks. Look,
Yeah,
game
it's-
over. Acero loses 3 fouls. You don't see that message too often.
What have I got wrong, Larry? You need to tell me. I can't see it. That's no. 4 ball gets bunted in by the 2. 1 ball into play. You got to stun and stun across for the 2 into the same pocket, but you got to stun to the 9 or you'll hook yourself if you're going to do that.
Maybe Larry thinks it's 1 p.m. instead of 7 p.m. Maybe that's the problem.
Hazard comments. Why is it not showing up in the chat? Why is what not showing up in the chat?
Well, he says it's taking 10 minutes for his comments to come through.
Well, I don't think anybody else has had a problem. I don't think so. The chat's staying there as it's designed to do, or at least I've managed to set it to do that again because I'd forgot the last time.
Well, this is kind of the shot for this wreck. He's going to be coming around where he's got a pretty small pocket. Unless he's going to try to force us down. He is going to try to force it down, and that's a pretty good shot. So he's got pretty much the full pocket here.
You can dead weight this and still have a shot in the 6, can't he?
Yep, he's going to dink it.
Well, don't forget it's dinner time over here, so maybe things are running a bit slow. Now the cue ball's getting away from him here. He's got to get the 6 to the hole, but he's going to probably end up here. And I don't know how tight that 7 ball is. Or does he try and, in fact, even if he played to bump anything, he can't bump the 8 because he'll still hook himself in the 7. So that's no good. So the only other solution would be to come through the gap and leave a dodgy cut in the 7, which is what he's done.
He's done. I think that's a smart play because he's guaranteeing himself a shot.
Yeah, 7's well off the rail pretty much, so he should be fine, and he's got no problem getting an 8.
Yeah,
so
this is do it. You don't want to take a chance with the cue ball where you could hook yourself. This is
game
pretty
ball, that 7 ball. Yeah. Well, he's going to be on the hill, folks, for his 12th major title. Yeah, that's his ad, yeah.
And you're talking about Acero, who beat SBD, Albinario, and Spectre Don. You know, I mean, he's had a fine tournament, but this was not. Look at this.
Don't forget though, 2 of those matches were last final rack deciders though. So
well, I mean, but
he's run out of luck today.
He's still winning. And this is he just hasn't played well today. I mean, because Cobra has given him plenty of chances.
That's overdone. And here we go again. Where's the cue ball finishing? Well, it's I think he's just. Oh, does he want to move the cue ball, or does he want to leave a really dodgy cut from distance in the 10 ball? No, he's going to have to dig in. I think he's going to have to play the right shot here to hold this. Come across the table. And that was very well played. Excellent control. Nice pace.
That was a risky shot. He came up just a little short on that. He doesn't come up short on it. He's in the side pocket.
I think he's well past the stage of worrying about risky shots now at 19-11. Well, it would need a miracle. A miracle to get out of this hole. And he's got a ball into the corner. 8 balls gone, 2 balls followed it.
Oh, look at this.
1 ball's blocked with a 7.
Yeah, it's like
you know it ain't your day. It ain't your day. Well,
so the 4
what do you do here?
Is pretty tied up. Well,
do you just come down to the short rail like there and leave the edge of the one where the donut is?
Here's what you got to decide is how easy is it to play safe off the 4. That a lot determines what your push out's going to be, whether you push out to some kind of shot or, you know, you could.
I'm just sticking the cue ball there, just next to that diamond, and leave the edge of the one.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
well,
doing.
that's definitely a good spot to put it,
I mean,
because there's no
you
easy
could-
safe. He can shoot at it, but the four balls,
yeah.
you know, and this is not terrible, because really the question is, what can I do with the four ball? And
Mm.
you know, if you can get close enough to it, there's a pretty easy safe to put him behind the 9.
Is
You
he
know,
going
you get
for the
that
cut
thing
here, Cobra?
down, you know, near on the long rail near the four ball. It's pretty easy to get behind the 9 ball. But I think it's going to be hard to do that. If you do shoot this and you're further away, you can still play that shot. It's just tougher. He's looking
I'm not sure what Cobra's doing here. I've no idea what he's up to.
It's acero because he gave it back.
Acero. Oh, right. He's pushed it back. Oh, hang on. That's no good.
No.
And the breakout's on, isn't it?
Well,
the breakout's on.
Yeah, you can miss the 7. It's a little tricky. If you hit this firm, you're going to hit the 7.
I think he just has to let this bump out. All he needs is just to open him up, doesn't he?
I would dink this and play safe. See,
He's
that's
got
the
the 7.
problem, was a 7. If he would have
Got the
dinked
7.
it, he could have played the safety I was talking about, where you put him behind the 9. From here, you don't have that. So you're going to have to try to use probably the 7 ball.
Well, you
And
can
if you
play a
don't get
simple
it-
safety. A simple safety is double kiss the 4 and just come back across.
Yeah, that's not a very good safety. That's what he's doing. See, that's not a very good safety.
Well, it's still the thing is Acero's still got to do something with this to keep it safe. I mean,
Yeah.
he doesn't want to leave a combo kick or anything like that,
Well,
because
the
if he
best thing
brushes the
about
4 to the rail,
He's just got the cue ball where it's hard to get to the bottom of it, and that's no good.
that's a complete disaster. I think what time is it in Japan? Is it what 3 o'clock in the morning now? 2:30 in the morning or what? It must be, if it is. I
It's
think he's
gotta be
finally
3:30 or something.
he's finally thrown in the towel.
Yeah, I just thought it was a mistake to
Well, I think
hit the
Larry's
one
jinxed
ball
him.
like that.
Larry's
Well-
jinxed him. Larry's typed a couple of minutes ago there, big comeback on the way. So I mean, that put paid to that idea.
I don't know. Acero's just had trouble getting it going all day.
So just a little stun draw back on the 6. He's pretty straight, so that's pretty much all he's going to be doing, I think, unless he wants to go forward and get there. Yeah. Now, now he's going to have to do something here.
He's kind of funny here. He's going
Yeah.
to try to run through.
Yeah.
He could get a rub on 10, which might be okay. No,
Yeah,
he's
going
going
to play the
this.
stun. Yeah. Yeah, I think
It's,
that's a sensible shot, because you know fine
Yeah.
well what could happen there. So this
Yeah,
is just cut it, finish
more
up there.
positive.
Finish there. Yeah, he's got to get to the donut. Well, he was pretty much on the line anyway. So he's now officially on the hill, breaking for the match, breaking for the championship. So after, 3 hours, it's got to 3 hours, Stephen. Look at the amount of racks that Acero's got. He's only got 12. If he'd won a lot more, we could still be going on here for another cue ball. Well, that cue ball
boy.
saved his life there.
Yeah, it did. And you'd much rather be in this position than giving them ball in hand. So, yeah, this is a little tricky. You can get them on an 8 ball.
It's touchy.
It's a little tricky. Yep.
Oh,
He's
or you
so
can do
screwed on
that.
shooting, or you can just do that. Pretty good shot there. If you're going to shoot that, you might as well shoot this, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, look at where the 4 ball is. The cue ball's coming across the table, so but he might end up. It's probably going to end up this side, the way this is going.
He's got a pretty good chance to play safe here too.
No, I think that's far from his thought. He's just going to go.
Yeah.
He's going for the finish line.
But you know, this shot's definitely missable.
This is all or nothing. you get this job done. That's what he's thinking. And that is overcut. It's overcut. Acero lives again.
I just don't know why I don't play safe there.
Little 2-3 railer here. Long rail, short rail, possibly long rail again. And they're all there. Anything but dead straight, if you can help it. And he's pretty much dead straight. But now he needs to just jab this in to just dink the cue ball out a wee bit. Well, he's dinked it out, and he's the right side, so he's fine. Now he needs to stay well away from the 9 ball. And he's well away from that. Nice little angle to come in the gap. Got on the 7. And again, ideally he wants that angle so that he can nip this in and come across for the 8 into the same pocket. He's got that. And it's a long road back. Well, you can only start with the first steps to get there. Where's the cue ball going?
Where's the cue ball going?
And it stays in the table.
Cobra kind of deserves to lose for shooting at that 3 ball.
2-3 rails again. Now, this is where you got to go forward and come up high enough. Don't leave it square. That's the golden rule here. And that'll do nicely. Perfect. So on we go. But it's going to have to be a dramatic turnaround with the break here for him. Needs to keep going.
Yeah, I mean, his break has just been poor this whole match.
2 balls in. Bump with the 8.
And shot? I don't think so. Yeah, he does have a shot. And pretty easy to get on the 3 ball here, too. So,
yeah, 4 ball available.
Him to run this rack out.
5's there. They're all there. All got pockets. Well, I think he would have played better than that because now he's interfered with the 4 ball and suddenly.
I thought he was going to bring it back and shoot the 3 in the side.
Oops, wrong button. Yeah, now this is tricky. And that's all he could do. Now, again, you've got to run this 3 rails, I would think. He needs to get right down here far enough. Got to hit it.
No good.
Got to hit
No
it. He's
good.
nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. He's 2 foot short of where he should have been. He should have been there. At least a bit there.
He may shoot at this. At this
well,
point,
he's going to run into traffic here, and goodness knows what's going to happen.
I think he's shooting because he's probably just tired of all this crap.
Yeah. Oh, that'll do for a bump. That will do for a bump.
Shot.
Well,
it's just about nap time here.
Oh no, I don't. I mean, I've got the rest of the snooker to watch if there's any snooker when this is finished, because the match could be over by the time I get there. I've got food to eat.
Look, snooker put me to sleep for sure.
And I've got no work to go to for until a week on Tuesday. Well, this got to get the pace right here and get up there far enough. All looks simple. I wouldn't get the pace like that.
Going?
And that's the ultimate climax. He shooked himself, I bet you.
No, I think he's
no, he
okay,
hasn't. What a jammy git he is. I'll tell you.
That was he tried.
Oh, dear. Well, yes, you need the pace, but not that amount of pace. And he lives again for another rack.
No, Chimpy's here. Hi, Chimpy.
Oh, well, Chimpy, he cut out the middle man there, coming at this time in the match.
Yeah.
Good evening.
It's been a slog, that's for sure.
Well, I anticipated it taking about 3 hours if we had a lot more racks. Has he got a shot in the one?
Yeah. I mean, this is what he needed to do the whole match. It hasn't been happening for him.
Well, if ever it's going to kick in, now's the right time for it to start happening.
I think the shot here is draw this one into the 4 ball, or draw the cue into the 4. You could shoot the one in the corner, but it's kind of tight going by the 5 ball.
I think he's got to use the 4 ball as a holder here.
Yeah, Because
He'd be really unlucky not to be on the 3, wouldn't he? I mean,
you can go in between them too, but that's risky if you get a rub on that 4 ball.
it looks as if he's just going to cut this in.
I think he's going in between them.
Yeah, and he's going to do that.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh, dear.
Going between them. I would have drawn that into the 4.
Right, where's Arnie?
You couldn't come out bad doing that either.
Right, we're ready for Arnie, folks.
Hasta la vista.
Oh, we're going to get Arnie?
Yeah. Arnie said it. It's all over.
Did you do Arnie? I missed it.
Well, you have to get the volume up so you don't hear Arnie.
Yeah.
If you don't, I'll do it again for you. Just
I was all ready with it. Yeah, do it again.
Hasta la vista, baby.
There you go.
Love it. I think we're at that point. Cobra's trying to figure out how not to mess this up. And
I've got one other one, but I can't remember where I've got it saved to. Hang on.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. I'm kind of surprised he's here. Ball in hand, and this is what he gets up. This is not really all that great. So he's going to bump the 5.
Well, that's a good excuse, Chimpy, having real pool to play. But you got here in the end. Hang on a minute. This ain't going in. That ain't going in. That ain't going in.
Well, he got way out of line with ball in hand, which isn't particularly good.
I don't think it's a good table to be running out, considering where the 9 ball's sitting with the 10. So Cobra might be back at the table in a minute.
No, I think he'll run out here. The 9 ball goes in the side pocket.
Does it? I mean,
yeah, I think he'll run out here.
Where's he playing the 9 ball from? This side, the short side?
Yeah.
Or is he going for a bump? Is he going to get crazy off the 6 ball, thinking I'm still going to have a shot in the 7? I think he's going to get crazy, Steve.
If he's going to go for a bump, it'll be from the 7 ball. No,
he's a bit straight though.
If he's going to go for a bump, it'll be when he shoots the 7. That's the safe bump. Doing it from here is not safe. From the 7, it's relatively safe.
He can come in. Yes, he's right. Well, here we go. It's all or nothing in this shot to stay alive.
Me personally, I probably wouldn't bump it.
Or is he coming round the short side? He's coming round behind it, is he? Can he nip in behind it? No, he's trying for the bump. And, of course, the big stun has hung up the 7. And he might have had a roll of the ball, has he? No, he hasn't.
You're not supposed to miss that shot.
Hang on a minute. This ain't going in because it's cutting to the jaw, I think. I don't think you can get enough of it to cut this in.
I don't either.
That's catching the titty, as you say. I call it the point or the knuckle, but anyway, he's going to kick it up and down.
But you can play the double kiss and get a safe here. You can double kiss the 7 up past the 8.
He's got it.
Shot. Yeah, he's just going to cut this in and run out.
Oh, no, he's banking that, Steve. That's banking every day of the week. You're not cutting that in, surely. He's got to bank it.
Of course he's going to cut it. Why would you bank this?
You think so? That looks too thin to me. But anyway. Yeah, he's got it. And it most certainly is definitely over. After 3 hours and 18 minutes, we have the 2026 Virtual 10-Ball World Champion and the defending champion, I hasten to add, has defended his title 2 years in a row.
Well.
And Cobra moves on to 12, only 5 behind Albinario. And all he needs to hope now that Albinario gives up the game of virtual pool so he can catch him up. So well done to Cobra. Well done to Acero for his performances to get there and taking out probably 2 or 3 of the top guys in the tournament to get there. But well off the mark today. He did well getting 14 racks at the end of the day because it was looking grim when he was 9-1 down. And
we got 3 days to the straight pool starts, and we've got 20 players currently. So there's 12 more spots open. We'll probably fill a few of those.
Well, anyway, let's cover the payouts here. Right up until round 5 in the 1 loss side,
the players were getting 200, and is that 295 dollars? Right back
255.
that far. And then 399.
255, and then 355, then 485, then 660, and then finals of the losers was 875, which was to Spectre Dawn. And then
the
second
winner,
place was 1315, and first place was 2630.
right. Now, do we want to look at stats? Is there any worthwhile looking at stats?
Well, we could look at how crappy Acero broke. I mean,
Oh, goodness
Cobra
me.
didn't break good, but I'm sure it was better than Acero.
Acero. And there we go. And Cobra. And now he's usually second down. There he is. Break stats. Well, Cobra was almost a ball in the break. 900. Acero 0.66. Run out from the break.
Acero's break percent was better than I thought it was. That's not
53.
terrible.
Cobra 76.
76 is excellent.
And Rack's run, Cobra had 4, Acero had 1. Well, I mean, Acero had chances and chances and chances, and pretty much a lot of them went south. Money balls, etc. So that's that one for another year. And as Steve mentioned, the straight pool in 3 days' time now. So there's still spots available. It might be worthwhile checking that out, just to remind people of the setup here. Where the hell am I going? I haven't a clue what I'm doing here. No, that's what I want to do. Wait a minute. 2026. Right, Steve, you can start giving us your spiel about what's been happening.
All kinds of stuff. So I fixed the issue with the pub pool. That was just kind of a dumb couple lines accidentally got deleted. So that's been fixed. Let's see. What else was wrong? What other bug did you complain about? Whatever it was, I fixed it.
I've got 2 videos on under videos, not live. They're under videos on my channel.
Yeah, whatever the other one
the
was,
EXE the EXE not kicking in. That was a one that I found out. Whenever you bring up, when you bring, that's on my channel.
I fixed that too.
Right, because Romario confirmed that it wasn't working for him either.
And then I put wagering in for ring games, which includes killer.
Right.
So you can play like 9-10 ball ring game. Now, what I didn't do was make it so there's like money on the 5 and the 10 or whatever. Like typically in a ring game, if you play a 10 ball ring game, it's typical you might play money on the 5 and the 10. That's not in there.
What about the default table for killer?
That's now the pub table.
Now, what was the other thing? There was still another problem. What was the problem with killer? The timeout and the shot clock, was it fixed to give a foul? Wasn't it? It was done in the last fix, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was fixed.
Right. I'm trying to think of anything else.
I think there is still something funny I got to take a look at as far as like trying to play a game like killer on a pool table where it might not work properly. I have to check a couple things out.
Are you still there, Jose? Because I want to mention that. That's Jose's best performance in one of these big tournaments, getting to the 4th round on the winner's side. And he won money. So Jose is well pleased. Pity they're not, they're not euros. But anyway, that was well done to Jose.
And
what's the default pocket size? Now, what's Chimpy referring that to? The default pocket size for straight pool?
Yeah, it's the narrow pockets.
Yeah, it's on the tournament pockets this time.
Yeah, the normal tournament pockets.
Right, Romario. No, that was fixed a while ago, was it not? Leaving the cue ball in rack sticks.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
That was fixed a couple of bugs ago.
So then all the security stuff is done. I gotta check the upgrade though, because it's one of those upgrades that I gotta make sure it happens properly. Because once you've upgraded, there's no going back. So I gotta make sure that upgrade works before I release it. So it's all done, but I got a little more testing to do to make sure that we're not going to have an ugly situation where people can't log in and that sort of thing.
I'm trying to think of anything else that's annoying me.
Well, I'm sure there's a laundry list of things that annoy you.
Apart from Romario, I can't think of anything else.
No, I mean, everything's good. I'll probably do the update. It'll happen sometime this week. I'm kind of hoping tomorrow. We'll see.
Right. Well, I am not hanging around any longer, folks. I am starving. I could eat a small child.
Thanks for the stream, Hugh. Congrats to Cobra.
Well done to Acero. Well done to Jose. Well done to everybody that took part. And likewise for those that are are thinking about taking part in the straight pool, get in. I love watching the straight pool. Camera's going to be all over the place. Be warned about that. Camera's going to be moving left, right, and centre when I'm doing any matches in that tournament. Anyway, thanks for Steve for his. That's what 3.5 hours, for goodness' sake. I never thought this would be this long.
Well, it was
far too long. Anyway, I will be up and at 'em for whenever the first matches are available in the straight pool next week, because I've got nothing to do but sit and watch the TV, watch more about astronomy, and come up with other interesting facts for you, which no doubt I'll bore you with.
I'll hold my breath for those.
Or I could watch more of the cats and dogs videos, which I've been watching as well, because they're bloody hilarious. Some of these dogs and cats are nuts. I spend hours watching them. Right, we're not going to hang around any longer. Take care, folks.
Right,
see you again soon, and we'll bid you a very good night. And have fun. See you later.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.